Another kill. Oh, Melody ate the Wrath of Nature too. Can he get him rained on notice? Yes, he can, thanks to Squad X. Up to 140 damage now.
This is where we really do see VP playing their best Dota, right? Where they're able to do well in the lanes and then up the tempo into so much more. Positioning has been really solid. They've been putting Na'Vi on the back foot consistently, and they've just got an overwhelming amount of that burst damage that they require. So, you know, one of the best heroes in the game at being able to have that outside of the Tiny probably is the Earthshaker, especially when it's a comfort hero for Squad X. And, well, you're going to have even more of that. He's gone for the level 20 talent for the echo damage coming through, so he's just begging for an opportunity to be able to land one of these big ones in these team fights. 2% win probability for Na'Vi right now, and well, we were hoping for a game 3 and it looks like we're going to one.
Looks like we are. Definitely not the way we always want some close games, but VP just seeming like they're outclassing Na'Vi in this one in particular. They're gonna try one last desperation fight almost with a full wraparound.
I like it.
See if
like the full wraparound. Squishy target.
Sayush would be nice. It's daytime though. Shigetsu will jump onto notice. I mean, what Squad X again, dude? These echo slams just tearing them apart. They never stood a chance. They're gonna try and do whatever they can. Rubik gets back inside the base off the back of the Jewel. The swap is there at the last second, but importantly, it's the cause on Na'Vi that are just unable to stand strong and fight. You've got stuns to worry about, you've got Wukongs to worry about, and when you try and fight inside them, they're never gonna go well. As Virtus Pro, when was even the last time someone died on this team? What a way for them to send us to a game 3. Very dominant.
Thanks, Griff, for pointing it out. But no, it was a really, really solid performance from VP all across the board. We could see smiles coming through from FNG, and but Squad X is the one for mine. A wry smile on his face. Come on, don't make a face like that. You deserve a big, big happy grin, because not a single death on the Earthshaker. Job's not done, exactly. But 11-0-11 out of the 31 kills, just dominating the laning stage against a ranged hero. Not the easiest feat. Enabled a little bit by the rotation from the Dark Willow and the Nature's Prophet. But man, those fishes and those echoes in the team fights, just perfection every single time. This is really the start of the end, right? 6 kills to 2. 9. Man, it would. Did they finish with 9 kills total? So yeah,
yes, they did.
I don't know where the next one was going to be coming from. It was just all VP from this moment onwards, and it was all coming down to just a little bit slow of a response from the swap, a little bit slow of a use of the Fade Bolt. We said that the attack damage reduction was there, but you got to cast it in order to have that same level of impact.
Probably warranted a first phase ban out of the Earthshaker now, or of something. It's warranted a ban without a doubt.
He's been picking it up pretty late in the drafts.
That he has, and now maybe this increases the priority on it. If he's going to look that good, I mean, you can potentially give it to Sayush as well, if really it needs to be played as a position 4, but something is going to need to change. Yes, of course, Na'Vi took game 1, but really still the Earthshaker in that game was having incredible showing too. That was just the Echo Slam to be able to clean up. Again, yeah, like you said, the read, jump in, no hesitation from Kim, and clean Dota from VP.
Clean as a whistle, and it really didn't feel like they had stood any chance. You know, I liked what they were going for on Na'Vi. I liked the idea. The theory was there, but the execution just was not. They got out-executed this game by Virtus Pro, and well, they got sent underneath the guillotine in pretty quick fashion. You know, game 1, was it 71, 72 minutes? This one, half of that duration, and a really solid, dominant showing coming through from Virtus Pro. You can even see the win probability there at like 15 or so minutes. It was not heavily in Na'Vi favor. It was like 65, 70%. It was clear that they had gotten out of the laning stage in quite a good spot. They were set up to be able to make plays around Melojewel and his Death Prophet. He died just the one time in game number 1, but game 2, it always felt like he was the one that was the main focus target, especially if they were able to isolate him away from the rest of his team, from the supporting cast. And I mean, it has to be Squad X, the MVP for mine. Like, he just did everything to perfection. Laning stage, spell casting, one echo that didn't perfectly land, but you know what? It was just, like I said, the taunting factor coming from the man, the myth, the legend himself, wanting to put a little bit of redemption on the cards, especially considering he lost that 1v1 against Bob all the way back at Riyadh. But going to show that he is a very, very skilled player.
Yes, without a doubt he is. So gets definitely a pivotal reason why he's able to get the boys over the finish line in the end. And unfortunately, Na'Vi, the experiment of the Death Prophet doesn't work out for them as well. So they're probably going to put that hero in the backpack. Maybe they'll think about it in the further qualifiers or another time as well. This time it wasn't able to work for them, and it means we get a game 3 as well for our first series, the upper bracket semi-finals too. So one game stands in between these two teams and moving over to the upper bracket finals and at least guaranteeing top 3, third place, and then even makes it so you don't have to make this crazy run through the low bracket, which is really that important thing now for these two teams. As we had a very action-packed game 1, game 2 as well, action-packed, but it was just very dominant for one side in particular. That side, Virtus Pro, taking the victory in the end, and we'll see if they're going to be able to continue with the momentum heading into game 3. We'll see you guys very shortly. Quick break. When we come back, more Eastern European TI-12 qualifier action.
secret team met across Europe to hack one of the most technologically advanced cars in the world. Meet the Deloitte cybersecurity team that developed new state-of-the-art automotive software defenses, making the world safer for drivers, passengers, and pedestrians.
Gentlemen, welcome back. We should have our final game getting underway very, very shortly between these two teams in that upper bracket semifinals. The all-important game as well to be able to close this one out. It's going to be a crazy, crazy one between these two boys as well. So yeah, we saw in that previous game what they were able to do. Virtus Pro, very, very dominant for them. We saw Na'Vi have a great showing in game 1-2. And we'll see how that's going to be able to continue as well as we get into our final game. Then what do we need to see a little bit differently out of Na'Vi? Because really, laning phase looked great. Laning phase looked great for them. Then the early game kind of crumbled from them. We saw Virtus Pro off the back of the Earthshaker once again. So we said, do you ban the Earthshaker? Do you just have to get rid of it now?
I think you could ban it second phase for sure. I don't think you necessarily need to get rid of it in the first phase. There's a lot of priority, and there should be a lot of priority around this first pick as well, which Virtus Pro do have this time around. So you got to put a little bit more focus onto the Nature's Prophet, right? That is going to be the key tool around what you look to make a lot of those early game plays, because we saw FNG was making it so hard for them to be able to play on the Dawnbreaker, right? You had to use the Celestial Hammer just as an escape tool rather than something to actually feel impactful in a lot of these fights. So I think you still got to get rid of a lot of the standard stuff, the gyrocopters, the treants, the primal beasts, the razors. That'll all still go in the first phase, probably alongside the Chen as well, because FNG, he did make a lot of those early plays happen. You were able to get the kill onto the DP in the mid lane as a result of a lot of those support rotations. And then for the mid game, I still think Na'Vi's idea was good. I just don't think that they executed it to the level that they wanted to, right? If they're able to actually win that first fight off the back of a slightly faster swap, off of a slightly faster wave of terror and Fade Bolt, reducing the physical damage, maybe you win that team fight like 4-1, and maybe you use that to convert into an earlier tower and keep this scaling going without allowing Notice to start building up a few more of that dual damage stacks. And what we can see with Na'Vi, because Virtus Pro have the first pick overall, they look to get rid of the Nature's Prophet, and someone's got to slip through, and it's going to be Gyro.
Let's see how they look to respond. If the Sen's priority gets bumped up, because the Venge is still there.
Doom or AA, potentially. We've seen
yes,
PA been the response to this as well. If you are actually able to get in there and start dealing the damage, that can certainly be a factor.
Definitely a lot of options for Na'Vi. Lots of options. What's the choice going to be? Underlord. Okay. What is it just a overall aura builder? Like, do we feel like currently Gyrocopters, at least the games we've seen, a lot of the damage has been solely put on him, like a 4 Protect 1 style, and is the Underlord auras an atrophy as well on top of that going to maybe be an issue? VP go down that kind of 4 Protect 1?
Partially. I mean, maybe they just want to secure one of these heroes early on that A, is comfort for Malik to be able to play, and B, is going to be able to be left alone in the lane. It feels to me like for Na'Vi in particular, they were a little bit disappointed that they weren't able to play around around Melojewel for that early-ish portion of the game, right? They tried to, but they just didn't have the tools to be able to do so, because you did kind of have to hold hands in the side lanes for the first little bit. Whereas, something like the Underlord, you can leave him alone. He doesn't really need too much babysitting until he gets at least the Ring of Health. Then you're good to go. But you can see there, Virtus Pro prioritizing the Ancient Apparition means that you are going to guaranteed build into the Satanic now on the Gyrocopter. I don't think you're going to be able to get away with going Underlord and the Doom, and there really isn't anything else that's going to be able to stop that Flak Cannon Satanic with the new Side Gunner from giving you a lot of payoff. Can I call PA this early? I think that's where Na'Vi are going with this.
I hope not. I hope they don't.
Me either.
like
It
that.
hasn't really given them too much success, but that's just what I'm thinking, man. Like, that's a way to be able to beat out a lot of these reactionary tools, right? Is just burst, get them 100-0, and Underlord absolutely does not provide that. So you're going to need to get it elsewhere in the draft somehow. Like, Underlord doesn't even, I guess you can buy a Shivas, but you're not relying on that until 40 minutes plus, I would say. So where else is it going to come from? Like, Spirit Vessel builders, they've already gotten rid of the Invoker. I guess you could potentially go one on, one of the supports, but something needs to disable or lessen this Gyrocopter's healing.
Like the Beastmaster, a bit more specific for Noticed, who we haven't even seen any Lycans. I don't remember if they've been banned out, but of course now, I mean, you could potentially be considering it or looking at it. I mean, you are playing into an Underlord, but it really needs to depend now on what the secondary support's going to be for Na'Vi. But another support that you would say, or at least another hero in general that plays very well into 4 Protect 1s.
Yeah, but not necessarily a Gyrocopter is the thing, right? Most of the time a 4 Protect 1 is based around a PA or a Medusa or a Terrorblade or something like that. And you got to say, in terms of like what you want to be disrupting, Gyrocopter really isn't the one.
Yeah, sorry, I meant more of like the Purge aspect than the Banishment.
I suppose, yeah. Like if you're looking to give him over the Solar Crest and all that sort of stuff, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
I get a Rubik this time. VP will look to pick it up, so it's already some relatively decent abilities to be able to steal. Wonder if it's going to be unnoticed hero now that we get.
Feels very full Protect 1 to mine.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't been counted, are there really too many issues? I mean, you could, I suppose, Morphling into this and then just be like, well, my hero is better than yours, but that's all I'm really thinking about here.
Yeah, you got a lot of options. You Morph, I think Sven's a potential. Does Shigetsu want to go back into the Slark, which we of course just saw and didn't? Yeah, was okay, but Son, okay. So I don't know, man. This hero's been looking very good with the games that we've gotten out of the Sven so far, and of course, Shigetsu had a very dominant Game 1 performance on the Sven too. Let's see what they're going to be able to pair it up with now with another laning support.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm just thinking, like, what is there out there that just completely puts a stop to any kind of like aggression that they might be looking to put forward? I might be biased, but a Winter Wyvern's pretty good here. Going up against all of this this physical that you might be coming up against. They are very much lacking damage outside of the Sven right now, at least in terms of the burst. And you know they need burst, right? You can't let Gyra get Satanic off. You can't let them get good value out of the Dawnbreaker. If Dawn is able to get into the Ags as well, then what is the Sven doing? We mentioned in the game number 1, he was forced to go into an MKB, but he doesn't necessarily want to be able to dodge through a lot of that evasion that Gyra is going to get from a Butterfly as well as an Ags Dawnbreaker. So something like a Wyvern slows things down even further, either through the Cold Embrace or being able to use the Winter's Curse onto the Sven when he's got that BKB popped, and it allows you to actually reposition into a space where you feel confident to stand there and fight. Even just the Grimstroke, right? Like, you don't feel amazing with a Dark Portrait on a Gyrocopter.
Unfortunately for your Winter Wyvern fantasies, they will not come to play this game. Going to get the FNG Enchantress.
Just in my dreams then. Unfortunate.
It's in your dreams. But it is, of course, a very, very strong laner, staple for him. And it's going to be quite nice. Shadow Demon's going to have some issues with being able to deal with the illusions. I mean, sure, for a decent chunk of the game, you can deal with the Warcry too.
I think it just puts some extra pressure on as well, not letting the Sven get up to that crazy period. And it also kind of means that you don't necessarily get enabled to leave that Underlord solo all that much. You know, an Enchantress Gyrocopter lane is pretty scary, both in terms of the pure and magic damage that you're able to output. This could be one of those games where we see Kiritich going into like just the 1 point in the the Rocket Barrage. And are we chuckling at the Shaker ban?
Yes. Well deserved ban.
Maybe it's a Midwyvern. Honestly,
some...
against a Sven and an Underlord, it's pretty godly if you are able to get into the Ags. Like, how are you catching him?
True. I think my only one thing is that, like, I feel like you need a jumping hero on VP to get on the Shadow Demon and the Grimstroke, two very position-based supports.
Wyvern. I mean, all right, so if you don't have jumping heroes, your lockdown isn't amazing as well on Na'Vi. VP have the first pick, so they're not going to have something that's completely uncounterable. So if they wanted to go giga greedy and just like tinker them,
Okay, I'm
then
back.
they can get countered with something like, you know, a Storm Spirit or just something that's able to get up
morning.
in on top of him. But they're banning out a lot of the
I
stuff
like
that's
Navi's
going to be
hero
able to
pick so
provide that
far.
extra little bit of lockdown
So
and
they're up
picking a
against
quad for
Gyro.
themselves. So maybe thinking that Storm is the avenue that Na'Vi will want to go for and picking one of the better laning matchups against it.
I mean, Na'Vi need a way to jump in as well, right? With the things.
Think
So
so.
what are we looking at? Void.
Maybe.
I mean, Void.
I was thinking Void Spirit, yeah. Like, just give that over to him with the Ink Swell, and you can dissimulate out of every single Shadow Strike if you wanted to.
Everyone is a bit extreme. I think the Cop is still a very favored matchup, like 60-40.
Sure, but it is something else that provides that burst, right? And again, against the Gyro, you need it. You absolutely need that burst potential from a double Astral Step through him, plus a Sven blinking in God Strength, whack him with a couple of hits, and maybe you take out the Gyrocopter.
Don't think there's many other melee jumping heroes that are going to have a better time in the lane. So yeah, but I mean, Void Spirit,
Tiny, maybe.
Yeah,
Kunkka kind of dead.
Surge Spirit banned.
But of course, it is a nice matchup versus Quap. But yep, kind of
Has
dead.
a really high win rate, by the way. It's 55% this patch.
How many games? Oh,
not many.
Yeah.
Like 200 games in pros.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some other melee heroes for Melojul. I want a way for you to jump in and use the Inkswell. That's a big thing. Maybe there's another hero that you could think of playing with the solo bind
Malik,
as well,
Melody, and Daniel, all three Asians?
But I think that's really stretching now and finding a hero that does that.
There's a lot of Asians in Ukraine then.
Laners.
Oh wait,
Laners. I'm not really.
They have two Ukrainians, three Russians, right?
Go to Void Spirit. Yep, makes sense, right? Just be able to make plays around, even against the enchant, against the damage over time from the Shadow Strike. You're eventually going to have Denial with his Aghanim Shard, so you can look to protect a little bit against that from some of the slows, give some extra healing through. Oof. How are you feeling about this? Like, they've got the burst on Na'Vi, but they've got the super scary late game on Virtus Pro with this Gyrocopter.
Gyro is scary.
Like, if he's quick on the fingers, if he legitimately just presses flat,
I think Navi's gonna. I like Navi's
He doesn't
draft
even
better.
need to right click if he's being chain stunned. You will have enough survivability.
Why am I
off the back
screaming?
of that just to be able
just
to live
need to
through
lower the
everything
volume
that they've
so I
got
can
coming
just
back
talk
your way. So
normally. I don't want to fucking waste my
I was
voice
a little
again.
bit more convinced by. Obviously, it was a dominant victory, but Virtus Pros, the way that they played the map and the way that they played the team fights in game number 2, and Na'Vi were made to really work for it in game number 1, and I felt like they had this hyper counter to the Terrorblade in the Darkseer, and this game they don't have that. They've got ways to be able to deal with a Gyrocopter, but it's not necessarily like the one that I'm expecting. If it was a Morphling, if it was an AA, if it was a Doom, I would think differently, but I think Virtus Pro might have this. How about you?
I've seen too many Svens look incredibly strong, and I think
Are there any
the impact that he's gonna
interesting?
be able to provide. We've seen
Doesn't
Svens
CS:GO
very, very active at the early stage of the game.
Start
So I think
like
just
this
with that,
weekend or something?
the combination of like the Void Spirit Grimstroke running around across the map, whereas Gyro's still going to need.
Oh no,
to
next
be
week
able to
Wednesday
farm.
ESL
I
Pro
feel
League
like Sven's just
starts
gonna be able
again.
to get them early net worth lead off the
Oh, that's
back
at
of
least
his
nice.
Involvements. At,
Hey, sup, Tony?
15 to
You
20
can't
minutes,
wait for
maybe
next
a little bit
series,
later
really?
than that. So
One move.
we'll see what they're going to be able to do from there. It just seems like their fights may be a little bit easier to execute. I think Na'Vi
Hydra versus one move.
I think Na'Vi have what it
Like,
takes, so
okay.
we'll see. I do also like very much agree that the side that's been probably more dominant has been Virtus Pro. So we could just say a lot of it's going to come down to the lanes, and I mean lanes. You'd say favor VP. You've got a Gyro Enchantress. Pretty strong lane. Enchantress secures a lot. I mean, Underlord should still be able to get a decent chunk of farm depending on the Vanguard timing. Mid lane, it's quite favored. Again, what we said, kind of 60-40. I think we both agree on that. It's going to be very, we'll see what Melojul can do. I will even hold about the bottom lane because we've got Na'Vi 5-man smoking and Squad EXO. in a position to be able to spot out that ward, get placed. I don't know where everyone else is, so they're maybe going to try and wrap around. Forcing out a blink would be really nice to start. I think he might... Oh, dude, nice. For holding from SquadX, just a patience.
Not necessarily. I didn't watch... I mean, Hydra has always had fun rosters.
If that is the way that you're going to go about this. I wonder if they're even pinging back there. Like, he's pinging underneath the tier 2 tower saying,
right
hey,
now, their roster is also pretty nice. I actually do like Hydra as, like, the players they have. Dream is very good. Lil, obviously, in the 4th position is always interesting.
So I think
I don't know too much about Warwick, but Cloud's a pretty decent
off to be
offlaner.
the MVP of like the first 20 minutes of this game. Like he needs to put a lot of tower pressure on because you don't exactly have the greatest heroes to do that.
You think
OM
are one move?
Bro, to allow force denial to be in the lane.
One move has had the fucking derpiest of derps performances. You know why they're not favored. It's one move.
If it gets to the later stages, right, you can get the war cry up on the Sven. You can get as much of that attack damage reduction as you want onto the Underlord, Crimson Guard. It don't matter if you're able to get maxed out impetus flying out with the Sproinks. And again, they have pretty limited catch right now on Na'Vi's side, outside of the Void Spirit plus the Grimstroke. He could look to do some serious damage once it gets later on. They're just enchanting one of the disruption illusions that get brought out into the fold.
Yeah, but it's Hydra. I mean, Hydra used to be a pretty big team. They used to have
big nuisance here for Malik early on. So, like we said, looking
Kyrgyzstanians all the time.
Top lane.
Or what country is Sayed?
How do we feel about this for Shigetsu? I mean,
was Hydra a 3-2 team that got exposed?
Here, but do you think Shigetsu is going to get out of the lane like we saw in game 1, top of the net worth? Because I feel like he's, like I said, really vital to how the early game is going to progress for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I think he's vital as well. It's not the easiest matchup, right?
I feel they might have had players at 3-2-2, but that's
if they're going to go for any sort of kill attempt here. And Sayush right now is putting himself in a good spot to make sure that doesn't happen. If he moves on forward, he's the one that's going to get Stormhammered and Inkswelled. Has to be very careful of when Na'Vi hit up on.
Zayaj used to be in, Zayaj and Blizzy, that roster. I think they're Kyrgyzstanian or something.
They had to step back over to deal with the missile, but meant that he wasn't retreating back to the tower. So Kiritic strikes.
I like that
final
roster.
Game of this series.
They've even got the mana burn creep as well. So honestly, pretty good just to have into this gyro lane.
They had Dream.
Well. Nice way to be able
also
to
from
keep
Kyrgyzstan.
the
Blizzy,
nice
Ladon, Zayaj. Skold. I think that was the roster.
Quite impressed with the start from Melodil mid lane though. 11-4 compared to the 8-1.
Storm could beat Amiga. I'm actually surprised Amiga sucked so much in the first series. Why am I
feel a little bit nicer?
getting a cough all of a sudden?
Try and take any of the water runes. So
thought Amiga would be stronger. Honestly, Malrine and Ironcrad are kind of like super similar, if not the same person. Hey DK, you gonna make prediction today on Dota and CS? I could.
Relatively safer spot for the Underlord to be able to play around with, but Kiritic once again is just off to a fantastic start. Of course, First Blood does help things,
it could be a possibility.
There really isn't anything that's going to be disrupting his farm right now, and Denial hasn't been able to move back and start to bring up any stacks. He really does need to just keep Malik in a safe spot. And I mentioned the Ring of Health being an important item timing for him, and he should have it very shortly. Just misses a free last hit, actually. But even when that's picked up, really feel like Kiritic and FNG can give him issues.
Yeah,
Melody. I've actually been very impressed with Melody as of late. Honestly,
I mean,
Navi's made a pretty good roster. I think they're probably going to get their asses smacked this game, but I do think that they've made a pretty not the best roster, but they're also not the most expensive. Are you still casting pro game CSGO? I haven't done any CSGO work in a while.
Everything's going VP favored. Exactly the way that they would hope to start this game. Just the 1 point in the dissimulate now on Melojul. So has ways to be able to dodge out that Shadow Strike spam coming through from the Quap. Just doesn't have the mana to be able to spam it out though. This is really where SquadX can look to start dominating the lane. Anytime that you're playing a melee into a quap gives you a lot of difficulties. All those super short ranged heroes like the Storm Spirit.
Oh, does he have banishment?
Oh,
well, Melo's mid lane is over.
Cooldown for a second or two. Bottom lane and making a goal with noticed. Even as well was
that voice
some spells. Looks like they were just
going to win.
Another hard.
I like the draft of Na'Vi more, but VP are definitely a better team.
Sentry wards down there to make sure that it's
I was doubting if VP would be a better team because Kirtich and SquadX have a tendency to not step it up.
Denial, he doesn't know exactly.
I don't know. VP is a weird roster in that regard.
This is the point where you need to make sure that you're moving back.
They should be able to compete with Bet Boom, 9 Pandas. Or maybe not Bet Boom, but they should be able to compete at least with 9 Pandas, but they just can't.
Onto the Shadow Demon, but the fact that you're not influencing the lane at all, and the fact that you're not building up stacks is a huge benefit. He's even scouting out to make sure that that's not the case. So, very nicely done by him. Could take away the Watcher just for a little bit of that extra vision to see when someone might look to rotate around that same sort of area, but should be very satisfied with how the start of the game has gone. And is in Malik in trouble?
Well, Malik, yeah, he is. He's a lot of trouble, man. What?
Denial as well.
Denial is now. If FNG's body blocks are on the mark, nice for you just been able to take the stuns.
Denial?
Used, but
I always just call him Daniel because it's damn Daniel.
For him, it's going to be treads.
I'm not calling him Denial. Fuck that.
Stick like we've been seeing a lot so far in Eastern Europe.
I don't see an E, so it's Daniel for me.
Shot by the Warpine Raider, man.
Phaeton is still not banned.
It is in.
What did he get banned for?
Always a bit of a nuisance, and we're going to start to see him rotate through the portal.
Sorry, maybe I missed something. Was he among the list of, like, you know, account sharing people or something?
Shut the lane out with Flacken and go back farm up the jungle. Really gonna open up what FNG can do.
Plenty of regeneration for him.
Reverse sweep is real, bro. Reverse sweeps in Dota and CS:GO are so stupidly common.
Oh man,
it's actually kind of, you can very easily bet on. I've bet on it quite a bunch of times. If the underdog wins game 1, I always go for you know, series win the other team.
Really solid all across the board by Virtus Pro. This is what I was afraid of. I didn't really see what this Shadow Demon provided this game. You know, you're not worried necessarily about a lot of burst. Maybe they just wanted something that could be able to build up stacks for the Sven, but I feel like it's not necessarily providing too much outside of that for this position 1 for your team. Even just,
I mean, the Shadow Demon, what I think is nice about it, it's not like a super good game for it at all. But what I like about the Shadow Demon is the fact that it makes sure the enemy does not go for specific heroes. You're not going to pick a Faceless Void if you're up against the Shadow Demon. You're not going to pick a Sven if you're up against the Shadow Demon.
Where'd he come from? Oh my, dude, this early game is crazy from VP. 5 kills, 3
Vara was accused of 3 kills as well, but he's still on the...
Rotates bottom
Bro,
thanks to the ward from FNG. You said he
I even heard rumors of Taiga being accused of, like, being first-blooded every game.
We're not even at that stage yet.
They accused Dendy. Bro, everyone's accused.
He was always known as the effing new guy when he first came on the scene, but he is an old man right now, and, well, he is really showing what all those years of experience are capable of doing. He's constantly scouting out, making sure.
And that's the worst part, because everyone is being suspected. I don't know who to trust anymore.
To the right-hand side of the Sven, so he puts it to the left, just makes them expend even more resources for no gain.
Your way somehow into this game is going to be up to the Grimstroke and the Void Spirit. Yeah. You need these 2 heroes to be able to connect on the rotations, and actually die that are thinking about smoking bottom. SquadX doesn't have the greatest resources, but they are just...
8.5 minutes that the tower's getting hit into, man.
Come on, sprites.
So much attention being given over by FNG.
I mean, it's not unreasonable in CI. Bro, it's...
First smoke is eventually coming through.
Not being able to trust people is the worst feeling ever. I have that problem with my team as well. Like, can I trust my players not to fuck it when we play a tournament? I hope so, but I hope so previously as well.
I mean, FNG is not even easy.
I
too.
would, yeah,
2 points
even, bro,
attendance.
even
It's on
China
cooldown at
with
the moment, which might be a bit of an opening for Melajul.
Solid Guardian.
He's gonna have to use all these spells. It's actually Shigetsu that snipes it as
Newbie?
well.
Now
so
what the fuck was
nonetheless,
that org
it
called?
will be a kill, but again, Kiritich, he's got
The
his
blue org.
Crystallis
I've
still
actually
delivering
forgotten what it's
Courier.
called.
Top of the net worth by a long shot. You got the Sonic Wave back.
They had a
up as well.
buff
Squad X
team.
even going for an
Newbie.
Orchid, so
Yeah,
he's
newbie.
continuing to try and be, at least in
N-E-W-B-E-E.
regards to his item build, to be a really big
Right?
issue inside this early game. Squad X, so bottom unnoticed. I don't know if they're going to have the damage, though. Banishment will set up for the Remnant, but yeah, he's pretty tanky with all the stat items he's built.
Yeah, the boys are here, so he'll be A-OK. Looking to get rid of that vision as well, so not really that much worried.
The org
anymore.
never
He
got
did
banned,
last
right?
point,
Only
go
the
down,
players
he was
got
using
banned.
that disruption preview. Not even needing a single point of the impetus to make all of this pressure happen across the map is FNG. Still jukes, though.
All right. Another Hadouken? Another Hadouken, go for it.
Moogie,
FNG.
AQ, Wizard,
do it.
YC, Faith.
Oh, we got him! Oh my god.
Man's a Rio spammer.
Dude, there are some people that it's a treat to watch when they're on like the Enchantress and the Chen. And honestly, a lot of the best fives at the moment.
Fonta,
are, but
Moogie, bro.
with how much this guy
Moogie.
is doing on the map. Again, I cannot understand it. Kiritich is another check on him, another component.
Yeah, that
controller.
one
I cannot
hurt, that
believe he
Moogie
went
got
max out
banned.
Missile as well. I'm very intrigued about that, but
Just put some pressure onto Malik, right? Like, you do not have the
I
level
don't
of
want
farm
to
that you're
think back
wanting.
to the
and it
days
just opens up
when
so much kill
everything
threat for
was
FNG when he does start to make these rotations.
China
They're gonna
had
steal away all
very
his stats.
interesting. They still have
this could
interesting
be
safe
Huso.
lanes,
Melajul
but
with a
still.
jump in. They're gonna have the Solar Guardian to try and combat this. They will step outside the Golden Ring. But now Melajul's only got
Yep,
one
Navi's
more
fucked.
Astral Step, and Squad X going to be able to chase him down with a Sonic
That's
Wave,
GG.
clipping onto 2. And now with the grand prize is going to be the stacks, as well as they can easily clean them off with all 5 heroes here. This is looking like it could just be as convincing as what we saw from
went
Virtus
VP
Pro in
game
their
1, then
first
Navi
series
game
of
2
the
side.
qualifiers
We'll
versus
see.
Matreshka.
Yeah, and it's the sort of things that really shouldn't be happening all that much, right? You're going
May
to spend,
Lord
you're
look
building up
over
a
your
bunch of
bets.
stacks for him. You can't
Even
let
though
them have
that's
this
kind of
vision
very
up on the high ground that's just going to
counterproductive
reveal
because,
absolutely
you know,
everything
betting is.
about the
I
stake
assume
that you're
betting is
willing
the
to be able to
sin.
take it, right? And because of that, they know there's a few juicy stacks. They're willing to invade because they've got the net worth.
I would
lead to feel
actually not
confident
know. Is
to be
that
able
a
to fight
sin?
effectively, and they just get so
In
punished.
Christianity?
Information
Gambling?
wins games,
Nah, it
and
has to
won
be.
VP that team fight.
Does the Bible say anything about it?
They're already back and making more stacks as well. What do we got? Maybe a quad at the Ancients? Never mind, they didn't get either.
I mean,
Yeah, it
to be
happens
fair,
sometimes.
Jesus
Those creeps are
gambled
just
that he wouldn't get
got a mind of their
crucified,
own.
and he lost that gamble.
Denial still in level
He was gambling
4.
on his homies to not betray him. Lost that
What the Wizard
gamble
got
as well.
It's a while ago.
On Enchantress.
Maybe
so
that's why he didn't
even
like
tankier
gambling.
herself,
Because he
you
kept
look to try
losing.
and make a lot of that burst
Catching those
again
Ls.
happen. Really long cast range on it, so unless
I
you're
don't know
using
why
a
I'm
demonic
talking
purge onto the main
randomly about
target that's gone on,
Christianity like that.
they're surviving pretty
My
much,
mom would
right?
hear me, she'd
You've got
hit
that,
me
you've
with a
got the
slipper.
Solar Guardian coming
That's actually
through.
a lie. She's
Looks
never
like
hit
Notice
me
is
with a
going for the
slipper.
blade mail first into the halberd. Feels pretty good going up against the Sven, right? It means that he's going to need to get
You'd be
into-
very
I
disappointed.
mean, the way that we've
That's-
seen a lot of these
that's
Svens build
definitely
is
gonna
like
be
the Mask of Madness into the Echo Saber, into the Blink Dagger, and then the BKB after that.
Yep.
But I feel like he's going to need to go the BKB first in this sort of instance if Notice is going to get this halberd at a pretty decent timing.
Oh, even like... sorry, I was going to bring up this Void Spirit, even go Midas now at this stage of the game. What can you do? 8,000 deficit? I don't know.
The end, it's kind of okay, but just to stop at least FNG being annoying. But
Here to each with the
I don't know,
Ags.
I'm feeling very
Chrysalis
uneasy about
done
it
in
all.
13 minutes, 14 minutes.
Now, of course, there's a good reason why when you're an 8,000 deficit at 13 minutes in, can kind of do whatever they
Like
want. You've
even
got
Dream
Orc
was
now on
accused
Squad
of
X,
match
so
fixing.
the map is just going to be theirs for the taking.
I mean, that's just the
what
beauty,
are we
right?
looking at?
Everyone's
Potentially
accused.
Maybe trying to control this bottom jungle area,
But not
to limit some of
convicted,
the farm from
mainly because it's a
Shigetsu.
lot harder to
They
convict
don't really
someone
have
than
the
accuse them.
greatest aggressive ward set up, so we'll probably have to see them do that off the back of a smoke pretty shortly.
You know, since
What are
expired.
actually the
I mean, important thing for me
sponsors
as well
of
for Na'Vi is that
Bait?
both supports have Aghanim shards for this game to be able to, you know, obviously provide a little bit of that extra healing for these ongoing team fights with the Shadow Demon, to be able to get rid of the
because they definitely
the
did
Strike,
used to have
and
stake.
even just for the Grimstroke as well, considering you could pop the Inkswell early now. So if you get stunned up, just a quick Inkswell and then immediately look to detonate it, and maybe you can make a team fight happen.
They have a Valorant team?
FNG's apparently just farming at the triangle. No one can contest him. And now they're going to sit behind Kiritich.
I don't know what Para is.
T1 towers. Try and smoke around.
Oh, they've got like a bunch of sponsors. I mean,
but of course, no support that gets jumped on will make it out alive.
if you're in a limited Falcons, HyperX, holy hell.
Quite nice with how aggressive Squad X is looking to play.
Yeah, no, if you got a bunch of sponsors, you're a Gucci. I mean, Dendy is just a big face.
Consistently do that in these fights when he picks up his own shot on Sayush, then it's going to feel amazing. Might even build up another stack for Kiritich inside of the Radiant Ancient Camp area. So
you know what's the worst part is that I started to fucking doubt as well. Fucking
doesn't feel respondable.
bullshit.
Again, they don't have that big hyper counter towards him.
I don't believe that Dendy would.
He's already got that spark of courage. It's only 15 minutes.
Well, maybe not Dendy, but maybe his teammates would. But I don't think Dendy would. I don't really see why he would.
Desperation smoke at 15 minutes.
Because he's rich. He has to be rich. His YouTube channel, Twitch channel's big. His YouTube channel's big.
And they have done that. They're going to run into Melajul. Sorry, they're going to
every
run into
CIS play would throw money in his face.
Inside VP's territory, and they'll actually walk past him instead. So next up is Notice.
And literally the face of Dota.
They have to go through from him, and they're also going to miss him as well. They're going to get anyone?
Nope. They even saw the Enchantress career as well, so they're thinking maybe if they controlled over left, they could get FNG.
Yeah.
It is not worth going on this edge.
I mean, it could be that, you know, maybe it was one of Dendy's teammates.
Everything to be able to take him out.
Because he said bait. I don't know if he said, like,
big one.
Dendy specifically. He just didn't get paid, though that's still fucking reprehensible as fuck.
There's nothing they can do to turn the fight. Melik tries to disrupt, but the Crimson, with that on cooldown, did it commit on Squad X? Have they got the damage?
Oh, that's a couple of very important kills.
Double damage room, but yes, you get the kills, but you've got to bury your own grave.
I actually
jumping into the middle as Notice can clean up.
Yeah, they used to play a lot together.
Goes untouched inside the team fight, so you find a couple, but the cost is almost unworth it in the
But yeah,
end.
they didn't pay him like $7 grand, and that's really, you can't do that.
Na'Vi do get a lot out of that. The 2 kills on the supports went over to Shigetsu, so he gets a lot of gold from that, and Melajul gets the dominating streak that Squad X had. So gives them a nice little injection of gold that Melajul especially was needing. But you just see how heavily they needed to commit onto the edge. If you don't, she pops the Parvis, she pops the magic wand, she has 4 points of the Nature's Attendants, and she probably even lives there. There's a big response coming out, and it shows the importance of the Pit of Malice as well, just providing that prevention for the Gyrocopter being able to go on in. But even just with the Morbid Mask, you felt so survivable on the Jara. He's got the Vampire Fangs as well, couldn't have asked for too much more. Get another freebie. All right. Nearly Satanic, though. This will be like a 19-minute Satanic at this rate.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The game feels pretty over once the BKB comes out for Kiritich for mine. So what can you do before that point? How can you stop him from farming? How can you put him off the map? Because, I mean, honestly, even just with the Morbid Mask and the Vampire Fangs and the Ags, feels like pretty dangerous territory to be in. Maybe you put a little bit more emphasis onto Notice, considering he doesn't have a BKB just yet. The Solar Guardian, you've got stuns to be able to hold him into place so that he's not able to get that off. It's like they're recognizing that this might be the area of the map that they're looking to make a play up onto. Everyone TPing up top from VP, wanting to contest this and potentially use that to transition into a Roshan fight. I'm sure Shigetsu wants to fight, but he just doesn't have that BKB just yet, and he's going to need it.
I think they're gonna back up as well. Nice read somehow from Sayush that there's a ward next to the T1 tower. If that freshly placed ward not going to be there for Na'Vi to be able to work with once the BKB is completed from Shigetsu. So here we've got to look at Roshan too. They feel strong enough to be able to force the issue.
will force some sort of a response in the mid lane, and Notice is the one that's going to be showing up, not wanting to go too deep into the lane. Just quickly clear out the creep wave and still be able to join into the rest of the boys. He's got his BKB now.
But, you know, it's all speculation, Tony. I wouldn't know.
Okay, I'll be very happy if that's the case. Yeah, Malik had a pipe queued up for the longest time. It really doesn't give any value this game. He's just going to keep it as a casual cloak and then build into the Guardian Greaves, which I feel like up against a Gyrocopter, lots of AoE damage coming through. That's always going to give you a high amount of benefit.
Ooh.
TPO?
Well done. Right, nice TPO. They still cleanse, which they're gonna do much this game.
The root from Pit of Malice.
Okay, there I'm back.
Yeah, sure.
So
you can just hold off popping your BKB as well. That'd be nice.
They are trying to set up mid Melody and Melojul, but yeah, I don't know Squad X. They're gonna have to damage just yet.
Especially only being level 10 on the Void Spirit. Level 12, maybe. You know, just you get an extra 100 damage from the Void Mark, get a little bit of extra range, so you're able to be that surprise factor. It really feels like until he picks up this full Aghanim Scepter, Melojul is going to have quite a rough time.
Gyro's so big. That's not the only thing that's big.
Inkswell on creep waves right now.
Net worth-wise, they're not like extending their lead for a while by a lot.
Feels confident enough to just be
but Gyro is stupidly big.
His own. And I mean, they don't exactly have all of the information to reveal where VP are, but they know that at least 2 heroes aren't there with him. So this is just utmost confidence with how your early game has gone. Gotta say though, Shigetsu is caught up somewhat. You know, even despite being down this far in terms of the kill count, I don't know if you can afford to expend the God Strength here. They're about ready to go up onto the high ground, but he's going to do it. I mean, we mentioned the value of the Aghanim Shards looking to come through for the team.
Okay, they got it.
Both supports already have it, so...
I mean, they would probably expect... The only way they take it is with God Strength, so...
Yep.
See. Sayush. Telekinesis. Looks like Shadow Demon's going to be okay though for the moment. Still, of course, the high ground push will continue. You're going to have to poke from afar.
I pronounce his name so differently from all the other casters.
Do so now with the TP.
Shigetsu doesn't even have a TP for another 10 seconds, so they're doing their best to try and stop this as much as they can. They get their own fire.
He's going to be able to activate the Satanic and try and turn. Nothing to really hit off at the moment. That would be huge if they can deal with the first life without committing heavily, and that'll be the case in us Squad X. Nice timing with the banishment as well is going to be able to keep them alive for the moment, but the rest of Virtus Pro is starting to sweep inside their own base.
They're going pretty deep.
Be able to get the double kill into the support. Shigetsu's going to try and TP on the stun lock. Is it enough? There will be.
They do get the kill
as well. Deep inside Na'Vi's territory, can they punish? This might be the one opportunity.
But Shigetsu's too low. So is Malik. All 3 cores are too low.
This flak cannon is just way too scary. They're constantly just watching out for where the flak cannon is looking to come from. And, oh, yeah, Kiritich is going to be satisfied enough with being able to take that tier 3. I think maybe they were underestimating the damage that these towers are able to do this early on into the game. It was completely shredding a lot of the supports when they tried to go for those super deep dives. So a lot more attention paid by Virtus Pro to make sure that it did eventually
I'll post
get taken
some predictions
so
after
they reach
this
the high ground. It costs them
game.
the Aegis. And the net worth doesn't really
In the
change
Discord.
at the end of everything. So, I mean, for Melojul, he's probably going to be pretty happy with that, right? Gains 2 levels. He's now only 1 component away from his Aghanim Scepter. He's actually pretty damn close to it.
No, I think, honestly, all things considering, that went really well for Na'Vi. So, let us see how that's going to be able to continue on. This shard's kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure he got it from the Tormentor, right? The Voids, yeah. So...
You could use it to push waves a little bit, just passively put it there.
What was the shard change? I'm trying to read it. Hero units.
Hold on.
Jump in. The scepter reveal. The chain control has to be perfect. Well, the damage nonetheless is going to be lacking as well.
You're happy enough just to force TPs. It means that they're not pushing elsewhere. And it might actually mean that Gyrocopter's a little isolated on this bottom side. He has finished the Satanic though, so... I don't know if you feel confident in being able to go in on
Probably not. I mean, if you immediately jump him, sure, but...
Maybe feeling like the The Shadow Demon himself.
You're gonna need a crit on Shigetsu to like two-shot him. Two-shot the supports mainly.
For that full one style.
Still, game is continuing to be sorted out, and that'll probably be the case till next ages. I mean, we'll see if the Daedalus, still Virtus Pro without a doubt, can continue to play the map, as Kiritich is also going to find a freebie on his farming pattern up the top. Of course, that'll give them some information of the Rubik and the Gyrocopter's position. So, yeah, true. Dieback, 60 seconds without him, but Na'Vi going to be able to push out bottom. They'll push out mid. They are just praying that Shigetsu can find whatever farm he can get across the map to somehow be able to combat against his Gyro in these fights.
I think they're pretty happy to just take all outer towers now, even without the Aegis. They know there's no buyback on the Shadow Demon. They know that Kiritich is giga farmed. Now you have absolutely nothing to stop that satanic value from coming through. And he's
Daedalus done, finished up, ready to rumble.
So one outer tower removed. Might push one more lane, just because, again, what's he afraid of? And then just look to rotate back and play around taking mid. Even just the extra night vision that it provides from the Vampire Fangs. Also the bonus night vision from the flak cannon. So Gyro becomes a very scary hero to fight into from this 25 to 30 minute mark. It's kind of nuts, actually. I mean, you compare what the Sven's perspective is walking around on this bottom side versus what the Gyrocopters is. Just if you look at Na'Vi's vision, very, very small, very scary. And then you got Gyro up top. It's basically daytime for him.
Yeah, it's dumb. I don't know why he got this.
He's go?
But I mean,
why are you saying she's go? Wait.
So, you want to buff
am I on Facebook is still showing she's go?
Next patch? We'll see.
You think there's going to be one before TI?
No, right?
Yes, I do.
Maybe a C. Yeah. Nerf Gyro a little bit, nerf Prophet a little bit. Those are the big two for mine.
It's a month before when qualifiers and before TI. But yeah, there'll be a patch.
Anything else on your wish list?
Do we want to go into it again? We can speak about Ag's Labyrinth if we want to.
No, it's still playing
It's probably on the top of the patch.
Ilgun. What up?
Alright, we speak. Oh, sorry, man. No, I don't mind. Just
What's up?
Ag's Labyrinth is all I'm thinking about right now. Na'Vi. See what they're going to be able to do off the back of the spoke. First time they've kind of been more proactive, and especially moving into VP's territory as well. Gyro is split from the team. FNG 2 hit, make it 3 from Shigetsu as Notice jumps in as well. It's a great swipe, stunning onto 2. Now been able to kill off the support, as now they can isolate Shigetsu. So as the BKB to work with. Meanwhile, Melik as well is trying to go back to the rift, but won't have an opportunity. Shigetsu stunned up, still with a solid gun. He's going to try and TP out. He should be able to make it, but very, very close in the end, and still...
Actually not having that terrible fight here on Navi's side. It's not great, but it's not like
a little bit of these parts of the map. They can finally
as bad as it could be.
Leaving the base outside of using smokes and give a little bit more space for Shigetsu to be able to pick up this farm, because you saw how quickly FNG died, and this is not a squishy Enchantress, right? He's got the Untouchable, he's got a Parvis, he's got a Pipe, and plenty of stats as well to be able to play around with. So can not have to worry about that and just look to burst through them. You can feel a lot more confident, but they can see that he's up here, pathing underneath their own observer ward. They didn't check that one space, so they should feel confident enough to be able to go in onto the bottom side of the map again with a Gyrocopter who's now level 20. So even more damage coming out from the flak cannon.
And he's coming back now. I've got strength by the time he enters the base, but there might not be a bottom set of barracks to defend. Denial? Yeah, you can't go that close. They're just gonna jump
Denial is a river in
so
Egypt.
It's to simulate outside of that engagement.
Stolen pit.
Could be frustrating.
He's gonna force a BKB from Shigetsu now, but still 10 seconds on cooldown.
Malik gets stunned up. Yeah, this game is all over.
Remember, that's upgraded Firestorm as well. So you just put that onto the Dawnbreaker when she's about to go in, and it's a whole lot more damage that they're going to have to deal with. Might even be forced to pop some of these BKBs defensively, that would be disaster stations for Na'Vi. You need to be using BKB to confirm kills, not to just survive for an extra couple of seconds.
It can be ally targeted. I thought it was only self-targeted, or did they change that?
Much lower cooldown than something like the God Strength, so you just rinse and repeat.
Do you reckon Kiritich commits with the rapier?
Maybe once he picks up Aegis, then you can afford to do it.
Okay. I mean, I know this game is pretty much very difficult to come back from. I think if he gets a butterfly, this game might be like 1% chance.
Oh, they're going to get rid of this mission on the high ground, scout out the fact that the smoke was happening, so they're going to be able to set up.
It's a nice ward, though.
Sending his creep in on the front lines.
They're going to re-smoke as well from Virtus. Alright, FNG
once again, the lift save.
They're going to do what they can to protect him.
Rip Shigetsu.
Solid Guardian stun once again piercing BKB. It's going to be disastrous for Na'Vi on the bridge. It is just
to the lower bracket they go.
Nothing they can do to escape. Virtus Pro can walk it down now. Barracks to claim, buildings to pillage.
Then pops his BKB beforehand. He kills off FNG, and then at least they get a kill.
Given to FNG for that, right? He knew they were there because of the D ward. It was a bit of a mistake from Na'Vi just giving away their positioning like that, and he knew all he needed to do was survive for that extra couple of seconds. Pops the pipe, pops the wand, pops the Parvis, even had a healing Lotus to be able to play around with as well. And well, once that was the case, you'd already taken over the fight by the gyrocopter. And there's just way too much damage.
It's been GG for quite some time.
Might even not even need the rapier for Kiritich. They'll be able to close out this game in pretty quick fashion. One last fight, perhaps. Not really worth buying back on the Sven. God's strength not up for the same amount of time that he's dead. Even the BKB, we mentioned how important that is, but this is an important series for VP.
No
They're
shit,
going to be able
Sherlock.
to just back off with 2 full lanes of racks taken, and they know that Roshan's down bottom as well, so Rainbow TP
Every match is a final. But yeah.
Looks like they're
this is such a game where it's just waiting until
it's
been concluded.
How are you going to win versus Aegis and Cheese? It's not going to happen. One more fight. Let's see if any crazy stuff can happen for Na'Vi. I think they're pinging him out, though.
Sure. I mean, Malik's doing his best to make it a little less obvious by revealing on the lane, but they know that he can just instantly look to join in. Even the scan, it's ready, and it's on point.
Dude, they're going to do no damage. They just got AC, and they have this Ogre creep as well. It's going to be way too much armor for them to go through. They're going to try the long wraparound. Pretty good read from Sayush, though. Smoke's going to pop with the Observe Ward. Melodur's able to get him in the tree line.
Instant heal from Notice. They do lose him.
And now this is an opportunity for Shigetsu to jump
but the rest is dead.
But still with the Sonic Wave pushing him away. That's it. You weren't able to win the fight. Age is going to go in the hands of Virtus Pro now. You'll get a couple of kills just before you're even able to get the grand prize. And they're even going to go through. Oh, no.
Nice try. It's just way too much to have to go up into. It's a couple of times now as well that Denial's just been in a little bit of an odd spot, getting caught out at the start of a lot of these engagements. He is important for being able to land, the cleanse, the purge onto multiple targets, even just
Malik, no,
for increased damage coming out from the Sven.
He done got stunned.
Of that much cleave, Disseminate actually ends up doing.
Well, the next match is one move versus Hydra, so that's
I've noticed it. Done. Wanted a couple tips for his solid performance. One final push from them, Malik.
0 deaths.
Ooh. Malik, not looking good. Can try and pop the Greaves to repair some of the damage. Melodure can even think about jumping in. They're fighting underneath the Firestorm. We are seeing VP starting to fall a little bit low, especially FNG, but Shigetsu is nowhere to be seen without the God Strength. And he's back up now for him, but the Blink's getting cancelled. And it's going to give Virtus Pro enough time to be able to retreat and set up another formation.
One last fight, feels like for Na'Vi. One last... I mean, as long as they're
I'm wondering when I should really start playing Baldur's Gate. Because I think
double Astral, I really don't see anyone dying in this
after this week, I have one more week of no classes, and then uni starts again.
Wasn't expecting the rapier. Yeah,
they're gonna call it. Not even attempt one last fight. Virtus Pro. They're gonna be able to take our first series of the day. Game 1 was very, very crazy, back and forth, but Game 2 and Game 3 for the boys on VP. Clean, just a business-like fashion from them, closing it in pretty convincing fashion in the end.
We've always called them that. They're the number 4 team in Eastern Europe, and they're the first team that's going to secure their spot in that upper bracket final. Top 3 guaranteed for Virtus Pro. Their
Okay.
3 hardest opponents are already
Um,
qualified for TI.
Yeah. Let's see. What are we gonna do while we wait? I mean, I can definitely not start. I can try Slay the Spire again and lose again. That game is so tilting right now. Normal enemies drop an additional card reward. That can be like the fact that I get it at the start of the game can be really nutty. Okay, so I can do max 2 bosses in the first run. That's 3 question marks, 4, 5. Okay, so I'll definitely go for the 3 question marks. Yeah, I'll do that. Fucking hell, why don't you see the games? DK, because I probably didn't select it on yet. Where is it? Here it is. There we go. I don't want to lose any HP because I said got rid of my 6 max HP, so max HP is pretty important for the next stages. Let's see. Blue kick's kind of nice. Windmill strike, I guess. Of course. Foreign influence because I love that card with a passion. Okay, let's see. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I can do 1. Okay, I'll definitely go that one, I think. And through the shop. It's a little bit unfortunate, but I'm not going to buy anything in the shop. I think I might have made a slight mistake. Ow. Okay, now I can do boom, then we'll shamalama ding dong, and then next turn I can smack him with the windmill. There we go. And if you play power card, random card in your hand costs not. He's gonna check. I'm not gonna buy anything. That one's actually pretty nice to have, but I'm not gonna buy anything. Oh my god, fuck you. Oh. I think because next turn I can use a lot of yeah, if I use that. Damage is not immense, but with a bit of luck I can kill him next turn. Luckily, luck is on my side. Every once in a blue moon. I'm gonna risk it to get the biscuit. I don't know why I'd pop that one first. I'm gonna try and survive. I need to make money, baby. And take some damage. Ah! Actually didn't need to armor up there. That card's so annoying. Oh, I'll take 1 damage. Darn it. This is dangerous. I can survive this turn. If I pop that and that, I've got 20. Yeah, then I'll already survive. Do I have enough damage to kill him this turn? Because if I pop that, I will be able to do 70 damage. Plus, I think I'm just off lethal. Like that's 24, 70. I think I'm like 6 damage off lethal. I think I'm actually gonna have to use the windmill strike just to gain the extra armor. I'm fucked. I'm actually dead. Bollocks! So close. It was a good run. It was a good run. Probably should have bought that strength thingy at the shop. Lose all gold. Choose a rare card to obtain. Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I could do 4 bosses, but that's like super risky. But if I do that, I can do, let's see, 2 question marks, 3 question marks, 4. Okay, so it's gonna be that route. Yeah, that route. Actually, I just took damage for no apparent reason there. I'm a moron sometimes. Let's see, like water. I like water. Then I can do this and be Gucci. When he tries to be sneaky, I do that so that I surprise his ass, and then I beat him in the next round when I get 2 strikes. Normally it's 3 strikes you're out, but I'll just suffice with 2. Ooh. Extra HP, not bad, not bad. I'm actually lacking in cards right now, so if I... if I face up against the red dude, I might be screwed. I pop that. That does 12 damage. Then I don't have enough, so I'm gonna double armor up. Hit him once. Bowling ball's always a very handy tool to have. These ones, I think, should possibly be better. Possibly. Nice. Only taking 2 damage. I hate this game so much. RNG, I needed it to hit that one twice. I had 5 strikes. Dude, that was just stupidly unlucky. I lost 20 HP for no reason. And now I actually might need to use that one instead of go there. Nah, I'm gonna risk it. I still have to finish. I still haven't beaten 19th prestige on this one, this character. The only one I haven't beaten 19th on. I don't really know why I did that. I get to deal some damage at least. I'm dead. Think. Yeah. Run started pretty okay, but like look, 20, 20, 20, 19. I just want to beat this one fucking thing. Let's see, do I go for the guessing? I'm actually gonna go for it. I know it's technically shit, but with a bit of luck. Ah, please. The last 4 times I did this stupid wheel, I actually lost shit. Hey, I got money. Money! Damn it! Why did it have to be this comp? Now, what I did was useless. Because I wanted to get lucky and one-shot that one. I'm still gonna go that route. But can't I like, oh my god. Bruh. Bruh. This game sometimes is dumb. I actually hate this card. I got... skill issue, yes. RNGs is with the cards. Super skill issue. Why am I getting like all defense together and all attacks together every single time? What the fuck? Either I only have attacks or I only have defense in my hand. It's like insane. Dazed for days, baby. Dazed for days. Luckily enough, I have so many defend cards. The worst part's I actually hate the Watcher so much. I think his cards are really boring. I mean, you can do fun stuff, but it's literally the least favorite of all the possibilities. Please. Yes. Ooh, vault's nice. Actually not bad. I hate these guys as well. They're such a pain in the ass to kill. Let's see, if I do that, I do 3 hits and I kill that guy. Actually, it's 4 hits, I forgot. I can't count. Die! Fear no evil. I like fear no, but talk to the hand's also very nice to have. I'm up against slime boss. Maybe I should have done fear no evil. Do I risk it? I'm gonna risk it. I made a mistake. I made a very big mistake. I needed to vault there. Oh shit, I'm stupid. I'm not that stupid. Never mind. My deck's actually not that bad. Nah. If I went for Ragnarok, I think I would have gone for Snecko. Actually, no, this deck is terrible for Snecko. These are all just shit. Fuck it, Snecko. I have a pretty good run, so now I'm about to screw it over. You know what's the worst part? The second area of the game is really bad when it comes to the question marks. And also these guys. These guys are horrid to deal with. I'm making some of the dumbest moves ever. Should have done that one first. Dude, Snacko is such hell. Give me high costing cards, you dick. Yeah, let's put that one at the lowest because that's useful. Bruh. Snacko is such a terrible, terrible move. Oh. Yeah, come on. I'm about to die anyway. Almost finished. Dude, I can see on the background that the draft hasn't even...
Only has the cost to...
I had it paused, so don't listen to the rest of that sentence. Luckily, I get very high costing cards, so Snecko is useful. Do I have anything like heal or high cost? That one's a high costing. It's kind of a shit high costing card, but okay. Oh, Stabby McStabbington. Been a while. I hate you, McStabbington. I love you, McStabbington. You suck. This card costs 4 mana, and now it's like, yeah, we reduced it to 3 mana. Well, go yourself. Actually, I should have just lethal him there. Oh, meat on the bone. That's a good one. These guys are also a pain. Where I need a lot of luck. Luckily, I have a lot of luck. Oh, wait, no. That's just my imagination. We are the champions, my friends. Ooh, ooh. Wish is actually a pretty good card in my deck right now. Anything else? Nah, these are all terrible. Transform a card. Guess I'll upgrade a card. Wish. Do I have 9 damage somewhere? No. At least I killed one. I want to keep the windmill strike for more damage later on. I actually don't have enough for the vault now, which isn't too bad, I think. Okay, maybe a little bit. Did I have 2 points or 1? I kind of forgot. Yeah, let's go into the Dota game. Actually, I have lunch right now.
2 couriers, 2 minutes, 1 courier per minute.
Hydra
Keep
or I like Hydra's
It does
draft.
feel like it's gonna be action on these side lanes, but I really am looking forward to seeing where Ironclad goes. The point you mentioned about him not being able to fail his rotations does mean that he has a bit more impetus to really dominate this mid lane. So in the event a rotation goes south, it doesn't mean he's set back massively in the game itself.
Yeah, and so far he's done exactly that. He's dominated top lane as well. They're kind of winning. Like if you look at the region, Radiant is definitely having the upper hand. Mid lane, Ninecrad, he's also winning the CS battle. Like he has a full wave under the tower. Like, he's not owning, but he's winning. Bot lane might be the most interesting, I feel like. We'll see a kill on the side lane, top or bot.
Well, Koda had already used Paralyzing Cask, otherwise he was about to throw the coconut onto Cloud. And Kushi is also going to have a very free time as this Troll Warlord. Like we spoke about it a little bit in the draft, that Lycan doesn't really do anything to you in the lane.
By the way, like before Bali Major, right? I never understood like coconut. He throws a coconut, it's not gonna hurt you, it's small. Because in Bosnia, the only coconuts I saw were those like brown and hairy ones, you know, like they're not really that big, they fit in your hand. And then I went to Bali, those things are huge, man.
Like if that falls on your head, like I've seen videos of it falling on people's head while they're driving scooters and just like, yeah, knocking them out.
You know, it's funny you mentioned those coconuts because the segment that I was doing every day there, that like in a nutshell, I had to carry a coconut every single time.
It's heavy, right?
After the third day, I was like, guys, can we not make another plan? this is difficult to do. It's so heavy. Bottom, Lil, okay, he's not gonna die. No coconuts thrown at him. They know he has Shadow Realm, so there's no point.
He's fine. They're messing with LC on top a bit, but she might turn on Happy Durara.
They're thinking about actually going on to Afterlife. Kami looking for the kill here. Afterlife already popped the magic wand. Blood Grenade doesn't land onto the LC. It was just a few units behind her. So there's no slowdown for the Naga to kill her off.
Wait, was that? Oh, okay. It was Dire Blood Grenade, right? Like, I thought it was Radiant throwing it, and that's why it didn't look like it hit. But okay, yeah. Yeah, I feel like on top Afterlife only dies if he overcommits, and he did overcommit there. He was really deep. Sky wasn't even close. Naga is really not having fun on top lane. 12 CS.
Nope. Not getting what she wants out of this game. Kami gonna get moved into right now. They know that Durara is busy pulling back the creep wave, so Naga, just stay back. Afterlife, though, is really enjoying life. You know, you always feel good as LC when you can constantly trade like this, because you know that even without regen, you're gonna win the war of attrition overall relative to your opponent.
Yeah, it's also, by the way, it's Afterlife. If you watch this guy, like, he's always been an LC spammer, and he really enjoys the hero, and now the hero is in the meta, so you can expect him to be spamming it quite a lot. I'm surprised, by the way, that he never reached any big heights in his Dota career, so far at least. You know, like, I always thought that he's a very talented player.
I agree. You know, whenever I see him play Darkseer especially, I'm just like, man, this guy is so good. Like, what's going on here?
Oh, look at this creep wave under the tower. This is a wet dream of every offlaner. This is the kind of things he's gonna download the replay to. Just watch this single moment over and over again.
Just
watch it. You know, I remember playing competitively and watching replays. It was always nicer to watch those Venge might fall here. Let's see.
Definitely did. Aincrad should be able to pick up the first blood here with that boulder smash. Very nicely done.
Yeah. It was always more fun watching the replays where you were winning, you know. Just feels good. Watching those where you lost, I don't want to see this again.
It's like, what went wrong? I don't care what went wrong. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I know what went. I know what went wrong. Don't show me again. I just played badly. You know, that's it. Venge.
Aincrad played very well there. His first blood. He's actually going to be going into a blade mail build-up for this game on his Earth Spirit. Is that going to be double blade mail for him and LC later on?
It seems like. I'm surprised no one is buying a vessel. Like, it's not an amazing vessel game, but any game is all right vessel game, I guess. But okay, with blade mail, it might allow him to farm easier. So maybe that's the case. Like, you can actually get some creeps under your side as well, and you can rotate it, like a tanky boy such as Earth Spirit with blade mail. I think that's a pretty decent item build.
Hasn't decided to make any big moves just yet, but he's going straight for the blade mail, not even stopping off for boots. So Aincrad definitely giving us a preview of how aggressive he plans to play the map.
Is he gonna play the map without boots, or is he just gonna play mid? Stay here with the blade mill.
Whole map, bro. No boots.
Warwick actually went ham a bit there, but only because he has Arcane Rune, so he could pressure the Earth Spirit a bit.
They're gonna come try and secure this rune for Aincrad. Definitely hoping it spawns bottom. Let's see what happens. Multiple heroes here, and in fact, it's going to Lil.
He's dead.
The Maledict and a Coconut. He is dead for sure, but the neutral creep gets the kill. They will not find the gold objective onto this Dark Willow. Gaiman himself says, nope, sorry, one move, you're gonna have to play this game a bit more honestly.
That's really sad. Like, you rotate in, you use all your resources, and then you don't get the kill. Meanwhile, Venge is rotating mid, and they have Illusion Rune here.
It's not an easy kill to get, though. Ironcrad is still really, really tanky.
He kicked him.
1200 HP, has 12 magic one charges, just pops them straight up.
Yeah, he kicked him as the chains were going out. Like Warwick uses the chains after being kicked.
Well, you can still cast steering chains while being movement manipulated for some reason, so it all checks out somehow. Down bottom, they brought both supports. Hakoda and Pantomime was situated to potentially kill Cloud, but he played too carefully, so now they're going to try and rotate back towards the mid lane. Ironcrad does not have a point into the Geo Grip, so they only have one silence to try and make this happen. They get the silence out with the Maledict. They miss the rolling boulder, but the boulder smash does connect. Do they have this damage? Warwick is trying to get away. Ironcrad cannot chase. He's too low on the HP, and Warwick decides to TP out to safety.
He's dead.
He will still die, though. Maledict doing a bit too much. Sure, they end up losing this young Skyrath mage, but who the hell cares? And they might even kill Happy Diora here with the Magnetize. They won't manage to do it, but while that's happening, we do see them rotate to kill off Lil Hakoda, using the first Death Ward of the game, guaranteeing his team 2 kills across 2 separate parts of the map.
Really, really nicely done by them. The rotations on mid lane just focusing the Ember down. He also uses a TP, but at least he had the Remnant mid anyways. So because of that, it's not the end of the world. And he has a ton of stacks to go through. So, you know, now a double damage. Be careful, Skyrath. Like, this man with Turbo Corrosion and DD, he's probably just gonna go and farm, right? Yeah.
He only has 1 point slide of fist, so doesn't actually have that much right-click damage to throw in with the DD. They might actually come for him. They're smoked up. Ironclad and Hakoda have a very good idea of where he's at right now.
I think they don't.
They can catch him. Do they not?
Okay. It seems like they don't have it. Yeah, they might move from the right side. Let's see. They might go on Cloud instead.
They're pinging it out. Ironclad wants to go up the hill. Rolling Boulder will connect, but it comes after the shapeshift, so Cloud has more than enough movement speed to run away. And Hakoda gets caught with the searing chains, and now look at this.
Oh, the swap.
Ironclad stuck in the river. They even swap him back for good measure to prevent the roll away. He does have Rolling Boulder. They're getting in front of all the angles, but he manages to get out nonetheless. Ironclad, what a god. He finds literally the only angle of escape, and it gets him to safety on the high ground.
Yeah, I don't have boots. I don't care. That's how he's playing. Like, what the hell? He escapes them without any boots. Like, they still weren't able to block his movement. Very nicely done by him. I expected him to die.
What a god Ironclad is. While he's gone from the lane, Pantomime is going to occupy space in this mid lane. Him and Lil desperately looking for their level 6s. But for Pantomime, it makes a much bigger difference, right? Once you grab 6 on this Skyrath mage, you can go link with the LC and try and find your first dual kill of the game.
Yeah, bot lane, Cloud.
Is he dead? He doesn't have shapeshift. He used it in the earlier fight. Ironclad is like, now what, buddy? They should be able to kill him off. They give Munkushi the kill, which is probably best case scenario. Get the troll closer towards Battle Fury.
And he got the summoned creep, the dominated creep that is, so another 100. Ironclad.
Look at middle, Ironclad. He's gonna get terrorized right now. He's underneath the Flame Guard, level 4 Flame Guard at that. So there's more than enough burn from Warwick to kill him off. And Warwick wants to keep the chase going. Looking for Pantomime. We'll have Searing Chains back online in 2 seconds. Can he find the grab onto the Skyrath mage? Yes, he can. They're looking for this kill, and they will find it. Hakoda, though, coming in for some revenge plays. Should be able to kill Happy with the Maledict proccing off the Death Ward. Sadly, Lil did not get caught, otherwise he'd be dead as well.
Yeah, the Maledict, yeah, he didn't clip him, sadly, but yeah, still a nice little counterplay by the Witch Doctor. By the way, the Blade Mail on Earth Spirit makes all the sense when you also think about the Dark Willow. Like Bedlam, she literally just kills herself every time she goes on a tanky hero like Earth Spirit. It's like Blade Mail, I love playing these tanky boys into her, like Pudge and Earth Spirit with Blade Mail. If she can't run away, she just dies.
That is a very good point.
Yeah, so they're gonna have a Blade Mail on Legion, also on Earth Spirit. It's gonna be hard for her to actually utilize her skill set properly. It might smoke,
When
though.
was the last time you saw double Blade Mail in a game?
I'm not sure, but like usually I see one right on the offlane. It's very rare that you see it on mid, so It's usually only the offlaners that are buying Blade Mail, that's my point. Bot lane?
Munkushi might end up dead here, but
he needs to use this.
Able to get in position just yet. They don't actually bring him out of the twin gate. They bring reinforcements towards him. Warwick is on the high ground, dodges the Maledict. Not gonna get caught out by this, but Ironclad still rolling into the fight. Activates the Magnetize, but realizes that his team has already left. Even with the Blade Mail, he's not gonna survive this. He falls very low and eventually ends up dead. The first duel of the game, though, comes in onto the Cloud Lycan. They're gonna be able to save him from the duel, but it does cost the life of this Vengeful Spirit, and he dies towards the Maledict anyway. Look at this first hit route from Munkushi onto Warwick, but they don't have the necessary follow-up. So despite them ganking the Troll Warlord, it turns into a 3-for-2 engagement, which one move end up winning.
What's actually insane is the way this fight went. It couldn't have started better, I feel like, for Hydra, because they caught the Witch Doctor and the Skyrat, the two squishiest ones, right? Like, they caught them on low ground, they had all the info to engage on them properly, but they kind of messed it up. They just went too far for the Troll, for the Earth Spirit. And then Witch Doctor is able to dish out a full death ward afterwards. Yeah.
I guess on the bright side, though, for Hydra is that they didn't have to bring Kami over. He was still chilling and farming on the north part of the map. This Naga continues to get larger and larger. She sort of recovered from her very difficult starts in the laning phase.
Yeah, he's just completely free farming. Keeping up with the Troll, more or less. 1k behind. She's gonna have that Manta afterwards. She's already... I believe the current state of the game, Manta, and with the Naga, you can already join some fights if needed. You don't want to, you still want to continue farming, but the Manta is enough.
Might have to start paying attention to the Legion Commander, because she just picked up her Blink Dagger, so with Pantomime right behind her, this is a prime time to go look for some kills. They don't have a smoke to their name, though, so they can't do this easily. They'll be forced to just TP middle, hoping to maybe catch Warwick off here.
It's a cool TP, but he has a ward. Like, the idea was nice because of the rune spawning. However, yeah, I don't think he goes there.
They realize now that he must have some vision. They will get rid of it. And they don't have a smoke still with these three heroes, so Afterlife gonna be forced to make the long rotation, just run bottom and hope for the best.
Yeah, this Lycan seems to have a death wish. They might dive him.
Oh, they actually get an even better grab. Warwick, he just showed up bottom to try and assist with something, but all he assists with is giving away gold towards one move. They do manage to bring down the Skyrat Mage, but with the Death Ward being thrown out, they have to run away with Cloud. Nice little kickback from Ironclad. He's chasing down this wolf, and the Maledict will come out from her coda, and that guarantees the kill onto Cloud. Not only that, Liz, they get the tier 1 tower. It could not have gone more perfect for one move.
Yeah, they lost the Sky, I guess, to the Beasts, but besides that, one move are extremely happy with this. It's so hard for Lycan to play into DLC, into the Troll, into the Earth Spirits. These heroes are, at the moment, just way too tanky, and they just don't care about your minions. They have the armor, they have the HP, they have the mischance. Whoever you approach, like, the only heroes you can go on realistically are Skyrat and Witch Doctor, and even Witch Doctor has a cask, so yeah, not easy for them. Very nicely noticed, by the way, that they go on Ember. If you kill him, the fights are just way too easy.
Yep. It's a 5k gold lead right now for one move. The Troll is crazy farmed.
Yeah.
It's only really the Naga Siren that's doing decently, but everyone else is doing much better for one move. And speaking of the Naga, they find her in the jungle. They will be able to maybe kill her off before she can song, and that is indeed the case. The silencers between Ancient Seal and Geo Grip, more than enough in duration. And now they're looking for a duel. They blink forward. They find Warwick. Do they have the burst damage? They swap him back to protect him. And that might keep him alive. There's another Ancient Seal silence, though. Too much duration on the disables. They find a kill onto Warwick, and they're not done just yet. They want Happy. He has a magic missile to try and slow things down, but it's immediately purged off by the Presti attack. Munkushi running down the Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, this is just a bloodbath. They're perfectly utilizing their power spikes. They know that this Lycan is in no shape or form to fight. Like, he needs his Helm of Overlord, so They're utilizing that time while he's AFKing, while Naga is AFKing to just crush the map. And look at the Ember. Remember we were talking when we saw Earth Spirit and Sky, we were talking the BKBs are needed. Like his first item is going to be the BKB, but it's like even when you get the BKB, you're not safe. You're playing into Legion. The duel is gonna happen. It's a really rough game to play from this point onwards. 8k behind, 18 minutes in. Yep.
I think there's a reason why Warwick is queuing up both BKB and Lincolns. Realizes that he's going to need both to have any shots of winning out this game. But like you mentioned, even once you have both, there's still tools to be able to kill you. And also, you're going to lack so much damage. Like, where's the damage going to come from right now for Hydra? They have to rely pretty much on the Naga Siren, but she's not in fighting shape just yet.
Yeah, later on, they need to rely on her. Right now, they should rely on the Lycan, but he's just not there yet. The Overlord is flying over to him. It's kind of late, 19 minutes in. It's not the fastest one ever seen. But from this point on, at least, if he gets a nice Ancient, like a Thunderhide or a Golem, perhaps they can take a fight. The only question is, how do you kill the troll? Snare? How do you get this Munkushi guy?
You send him an email telling him that he just won some prize, but he can only get the prize if he leaves his computer right now.
Yeah, it might work. Honestly, I've seen it could work. Just do that.
Well, they're gonna try something right now from Hydra as they smoke up with 3. Warwick is right ahead of them, but there's no enemy heroes nearby this area. Unless they're gonna try sneak a Roshan, Liz. They have quite a long time to do it.
Yeah, they have the crest. They have the crest. Yeah.
Wave of Terror. They've got the Naga here. Yeah, they're gonna go for it.
And Lycan. Like, they're actually gonna kill this Roshan very fast.
Alrighty. Roshan getting taken. Looks like one move won't be able to stop this. I have a very nice observer ward in the lane. This out the Earth Spirit.
This Earth Spirit is just gonna roll in. He's got a heart. He doesn't give a shit. Look at this.
Yeah.
He's just going in.
Heart of Terras. Reinkrad rolls in, throws on the Magnetize. They do manage to get the Aegis, but the question is, do they get out? Mass TPs will come in, and somehow, some way, all of them escape. Warwick is the only one left behind. He does have remnants to leave with.
He didn't have mana to silence anything after rolling in, but I loved, like, I saw him running and I'm like, okay, he might be too late, and then I saw that he has heart. Like, this man is he's just gonna roll in. They can't kill him. You know what, like, Earth Spirit can be one of those heroes that deals with the illusions very well too. Like, you have a lot of AoE spells. You can build into something like a Shiva's too. The Radiance, the Earth Spirit, back in the day, I remember seeing that as well. Probably not, definitely not gonna happen, but
that would be the sickest thing ever. Radiance ES, that would be Pog.
So unnecessary though. It's, you know, like, I'm talking about itemization for the Naga. It's not even about the items. They have heroes that can deal with the illusions. Let's see. By the way, okay, Naga has the Aegis. See if they can take a fight.
Warwick is the one going forward, does have the BKB ready, and they find Hakoda. I think they'll be happy to let Hakoda go if it means they can all escape, but they haven't all run away just yet. Pantomime also gets caught out by Warwick, and they should be able to bring down this Ember Spirit. Oh, this Scarlet Mage rather, with the Ember Spirit.
Maybe more?
Kushi, he's right in front of the Naga side, and Einkrad cannot roll away because he's being blocked off by the Kami Naga.
Has no TP on troll.
Heroes are not easy to kill. Mankushi doesn't have a TP, but he might have a BKB arriving shortly. It's very close to being purchased up, Liz. He can't afford to die just yet. He pops off the battle trance. Einkrad rolls into the far edge of the fight, but they managed to isolate these core heroes. They're keeping Afterlife away from the main engagement, and yes, they lose Warwick, but it will grant them the kill on the Troll Warlord. Einkrad trying his best to roll out of the map, but the map says, come back, my friend. He is definitely going to end up in an awkward position. Still rolls away, though. Who is this guy? Please, somebody catch him. Einkrad is just gone, but they have already lost 2 of their cores, so it's still a win for Hydra.
Yeah, you're not catching him, but you caught everyone else. And it was one of those save your buddy syndromes, I guess, because They could have just abandoned that place. They could have just went away, but they all stood around while Witch Doctor was dying, and then they slowly started rotating. These heroes will chase you and will catch you. They have a lot of mobility. They have the swap. They have Ember chasing you. The sleep as well can be utilized. So really nicely done by Hydra. Actually, this whole game looked like it was falling apart for them. It looks a bit better now.
Yep. Quite a lot better. They maintain control of the Sages. They're keeping their map more or less intact. Naga Siren is starting to get really problematically large. So you feel good on the side of Hydra at the moment. And this Ember Spirit, yeah, sure, he died in the last fight, but I guess if someone has to die, you know, rather have it be a hero that can still be effective if he's not getting net worth.
Yeah, I feel like that's the coolest thing about Ember. Even if you don't have a lot, if you just have a BKB and Orb of Corrosion, you can still contribute in fights, either by going in first or catching a target or breaking some smokes.
The next fight won't be so easy though, because now Afterlife has a BKB for the Legion Commander. So have some magic immunity for him. Only thing he's concerned about anymore is gonna be the Vengeful Spirit with the swap back, but otherwise feel a lot more safe as Afterlife just having this debuff immunity, you know, not magic immunity anymore, sadly. And they're still in control of the map. Still a 5k gold lead for the side of One Move. The Aegis about to expire in about 50 seconds to a minute, like just under a minute. So if I'm on One Move, don't you just play confidently and try and force the tier 2 bottom?
I think you can force a fight or the tier 2 easily. Like the problem they had in that last fight was the fact that they got initiated on. They couldn't really set up the fight properly. If the fight is played on their terms, they should still, in my opinion, be quite strong. Are there any big ass items coming out? Like there's a AC coming from Lycan perhaps, Aghanim's from Witch Doctor soon. Besides that...
Wait, what? Is it going straight Ags?
It's going straight Ags, yeah. He has Glimmer, so Glimmer into Ags.
What a baller. What a G, honestly. Aghanim Scepter, baby. So, if I'm on the side of Hydra, now that I don't have an Aegis to play with anymore, you mentioned that this AC is about to be finished. Is there any move that we can make on Hydra that look good for us without playing on the back foot? Like, can we smoke somewhere and try force a fight?
I really think that it's still up to the initiation. Like, if you have better vision, you should definitely be searching for a fight. Your AC is 500 gold away, so realistically you can wait it out, but you're in no way weak. If you find these supports first, if you silence the Legion, if you manage to kill her off before the BKB, somehow it could be huge, but it's much harder now because of the BKB.
It's also harder now that they're losing a bit of map control. Tier 3 tower was taken for a relatively low contest. You trade a tier 3 top for a tier 2 bottom. If I'm Radiant side, I take that trade every day of the week. Now you all have to back up and be clumped together, so there's more space for One Move to slowly start choking you out yet again with. I still can't believe Einkrad went second item hot, bro. Like, the Lotus makes sense to me, but if you'd ask me to predict the order of these items, there's no way I say hot came second.
Sorry, I was like
it's not the most
not
common
here.
item in the game, but I have seen it maybe picked up a couple of times.
Pretty
like
much the entire game.
Kaya and Sanj. It has been purchased before if you go and look it up, but yeah, it looks just
Bottom
funny.
table to cup finals with chance.
We saw it the other day together, but it was on Primal Beast, if I remember correctly, where he rushed the hard item from the mid lane. Hydra from the mid lane. Trying to start a fight here.
I'm trying to catch up on chat.
Ember Spirit dives onto the two supports, terrorize onto both of them. They at least want the Scarlet Mage.
Oh, you want the percentage?
Very easy kill there. They bring down Hakoda as
Oh,
well.
50-50. I prefer Hydra's draft, as I said at the start.
BKB active, but Kami will delay that kill happening by using the Song of the Siren. They still really want to take this fight though. Afterlife, he's losing HP. Cloud is going to chase him down with the help of Warwick. They kill off the Legion Commander. At the same time,
Aincrad looking for Kami, but
with Aincrad next to him.
2-for-1 trade, not bad.
Do we want to pursue one of these two cores, or do we
and the buyback forced out.
With our fight? It seems it's going to be the latter.
It's actually pretty big advantage now.
At least have gotten a few kills.
Oh, you're super happy with this. You kill both supports, the LC, the buyback on Skyrat was forced. Like, if you're dire, this is another one of these fights and you're in the lead. You're completely back.
Where did you go? My nephews and my nephew and nieces are here, so we were having lunch together downstairs. Just a classic Dutch bread lunch.
We talked about this literally a minute ago. No matter what happens, he just needs this one BKB and he can still be so impactful in fights.
We saw this yesterday, I believe, where the team that had the Skyrath Mage, every time he's allowed to survive the initial jump, they win the fight. Every time
Infamous
he
is already out?
And I think this game might follow a similar trajectory.
Really? I thought that they were winning yesterday. But they lost 2 times in a row.
They're building some big items.
Yeah, they lost against Kali.
Like the butterfly now.
That's actually fucking hilarious.
Second or two and
because I know who the analyst was for Infamous for TI qualifiers.
True Strike or Radiant.
It was Arjarath. I actually casted with him before.
Can Earth Spirit build a Revenant's Brooch for this game? Does that make any sense? I feel like it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Who is better late game?
I don't know.
Personally, I like Hydra's more.
Alright, Munkushi, it's all on you then, my friend. Does have a butterfly of his own on the troll wall to help out.
Troll is
with
very
his
far.
own evasion. And it doesn't seem like Hydra have an MKB either. So both safe laners gonna be very difficult to kill off in these engagements.
They just have to be a little less greedy with the BKBs on Radiant side because of the sleep.
Noping also lost to Universitario. Yeah, but Noping's kind of shit. Not kind of. Noping is just bad.
Both sides now gathering around this Radiant Roshan pit.
Like, if there's any Brazilian team that would make it, it would be Keyd Stars.
I mean, one move, they don't necessarily have as much minus armor, but you do have Troll Warlord, one of the best Roshan.
And that's also...
They're gonna send him in. It's now all on
I mean, they're up against Thunder Awaken in 3 hours. That's actually a pretty good match.
It's a very dangerous moment. They're coming in with the Shadow Realm, Aincrad.
Any song?
Making sure that they disable, or dissuade rather, this Dark Willow from going in. Kami does have song, but they've actually caught on this Naga.
Agoda's almost done with his Ags on Witch Doctor. That's gonna be huge. Against Naga Siren, it's actually amazing.
Absolutely everybody on the second go, and they really want Warwick. They find him with the first hit bash.
Good swap.
Spirit has Maledict on top of him, so might still end up dead. Happy.
Duel on the back end. Kami has literally been AFKing that entire fight. Like, what the fuck did Kami do there? He Song of the Siren and he didn't do anything. And now he's dead as well. I'm actually really baffled that Kami did not do anything. We got for top 2. Top 2. I'm gonna say Thunder Awaken and Akatsuki. Well, those are the 2 ones that I went for at the start.
Like, what an absolute mess of a fight that just occurred. Like, it looked just so
South
messy.
America could end up having more teams than China is a perfect twist of fate, at least if you have a lot of beat up fans in your game. Bro, SA is gonna definitely. SA is gonna have 4 teams. China's having 2.
Like, he already found her out. But
even if you gave SA 1 slot, they'd still only have. They'd still have 3 teams compared to China's 2.
Slowly just going away. And the supports on the side of Radiant, it's kind of easier for them to set up the remainder of the fight because they're asleep, they're invulnerable, and then they just move in the right
weird. His
position.
name is Kami. It literally means be in my life.
Bro,
Kami isn't that like
he still did a ton of
also
damage.
a Japanese
now
word?
He has it. Now there's an Ags.
I swear I've seen it in anime.
And the shard, like Aghanim's shard, like expect these next.
It's also an app. Kami in Japanese is plural
won't have easy
kami,
ways
object
killing
of
Sky
worship
or
in Shinto
something.
and other indigenous religions of Japan. The term kami is often... Oh yeah, it's a god. Duh! It's from Dragon Ball Z!
As in the prior fight. And they lose out quite big in Aegis and Cheese. Lots of map control. Also, another death on the Nagasar in this game. Feels quite tough. Feels very difficult.
Yeah, and it actually felt like one of the fights that should be
Akatsuki...
easy, or not.
I mean,
let's not say
at this
easy,
point,
but
every
it should
fucking
be
team is
easier
like
for
ex
Hydra,
Thunder
just-
Awaken in the
yeah, they didn't
region,
manage
but
to
yeah.
combine
Like,
everything
their style
properly.
used to be Thunder Awaken when they went to TI, like,
One
TI
nice
9
thing
or
that,
something.
Lycan has purchased. He hasn't been dying in the last couple of fights, so he actually completed a nullifier. With that nullifier, perhaps it will be a little bit easier to kill the Witch Doctor through the Ghost Scepter.
Great against the Ghost Scepter. Can maybe help you deal with press the attack.
I
Definitely a
ordered new
phenomenal
G Fuel
item, but
because I have realized
unfortunately for
lately
him,
I am
one
actually
move are
really
feeling
tired
very
90%
strong
of
right
the
now. They
time.
have lots of great items of their own. Swift Blink is about to arrive from Munkushi. They're taking away your Tormentor. And Einkrat
So I
just
thought,
rolled
fuck
onto
it,
the
I'll
high
order
ground
just
like
new.
a madman. He's
Because otherwise I'm
solo
gonna
hitting the tier
order
3 tower
like a
while his
tray
team
of
takes the
Monster Energy, and I think that's
Tormentor.
worse.
Everyone's like, bro, come on, common objective, let's do it.
Yeah, the sad part about taking the Tormentor when you have a Sky in your team is that he can get that. He can get the shard.
Writes differently, of course, and pronounces slightly differently. Yeah, I mean,
Shield of the Scion.
isn't that everything in
Best
like
shot of the
Chinese
game.
and Japanese? Bro, Chinese sounds the same in like half the shit they say to me.
I've seen a lot of these kind of smokes recently. Like at the beginning of the new patch.
all
and,
like,
the
Huh?
new map. Not the latest patch, but the patch that
It's
changed
very
the map.
weird.
Teams were
Japanese
so
still has
reluctant
a
to move across the
distinction
map
because
with
I
the
watch
smoke. It would
anime.
always be some twin gates
I've
and
also
the-
watched some
the
Chinese
map
anime
felt way
ages
too big.
ago. Like, what was it called?
But right now I see teams just
With
even smoking
oh,
from
what was that
one
anime?
roster
There
to
was
the
like a
other, just
giant
moving a bit
ghost
faster.
frog and stuff, and he was like
It's
a
like
god
you
or
know
some
when
shit.
you're in a new city that's
but also a
you
teenager.
haven't been in before. Like it
And it was
even if
really
it's
hard to
small,
pay
the city is
attention
just
for
so
me
big,
personally because
feels
of
so big
the
because it's unexplored. I feel the same about
accent.
this new map. The more we play it, the smaller it will seem.
Okay, and then the more people will find like, oh, there's a little cafe behind that tree in the jungle. Go hang out
What's up,
there, bro.
fish?
It's a good place to
Speaking
be.
of anime, did you watch the
called the
Masterful
juke
Cat
spot.
is depressed again today?
The
No,
Juke's
but
my
that's
favorite
mainly also because I haven't watched
Actually,
any anime
Juke's
this season.
esports bar here in South Africa is where I first started casting anything. Esports career started.
Wait. Are you serious? You
I'm not even joking. Like, I'll tell you the story. So I'll tell you after this next fight because I think they have to try and do something to defend here. Otherwise, they're just losing a free lane of racks. But
No,
Ember
Snare,
and
tell
Naga
us the fucking
are still
story.
on the other side
Don't
of
be
the
like,
map,
I'll tell
so
you your story,
looks like
and
this
then
lane
don't
of
tell the
racks is gonna
story.
fall for nothing.
This is 4v5 though.
Here's the fight though. Your Scepter comes in. Einkrat
Man
is
put me
indeed
in
not here.
full
Doesn't have,
suspense
bots
for a
either.
story.
But he does TP into the outpost.
Story
He's coming
time
for the
with
fight.
Snare.
There's gonna be a duel. Woo! There used to be Avenge there, but she's dead. No ags and no buyback means it's 4v5 right now. Einkrat rolling in, doesn't find anybody with the boulder, but he doesn't have to. Created enough space for his team to take the lane of racks.
Gucci hard
They're gonna
carrying.
back
Yep.
out like nothing happened.
How do you feel about the outpost?
Premise
being
is
even
that an
closer
office
to the
worker
high ground,
adopts
by
a
the
cat,
way?
but she's a
But
total
it's
slob
much
who can't
easier
cook
for
or
you
even
to
clean
even
for
buy
herself,
back
and her
and continue
apartment is covered
pushing.
in garbage.
I am very happy for this change because
the
it
cat
means that
learns to cook and
games can
clean.
reasonably end. You can't just
Is
like,
it Meowth?
all right, we're split pushing. One of their members got forced back. Therefore, the push is 100% over.
Imagine
Moves
losing
that
to Troll in
Einkrat just did can actually
2023.
happen, and you can
Jack
keep the pressure up
W.
when you're ahead. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I completely agree. Oh, bot lane. He attempted something, but he didn't hit any
You have
of
a
the
weird
spells,
taste for
unfortunately.
anime.
We did not. Mid lane. It's gonna get pushed
Anthropomorphic
in right now. Cloud isn't here. Warwick
cat
isn't here.
butlers.
And because of that, the lane of barracks isn't here either.
Yeah, and
2 lanes for nothing.
they don't have a set of creeps. Like top lane is pushing in, bot lane is pushing in, mid lane as well. So I honestly think they could even go through backdoor protection with these heroes right now. But
Well, yeah, they got
probably
Legion
better
Commander
to
with how
chop
much
it,
dual damage
farm
does
up,
he? I can't
outpush
actually
the
check how
lanes
much dual
and
damage he has.
slowly, but in a disciplined
But
way.
yeah,
end the
with
game.
the troll, you can definitely go through backdoor protection.
I fully agree. No need to rush things when you're in such a dominant position. Can just wait for the next Roche. They also have vision right now, though. in the jungle. They see the Ember Spirit and they see the Naga at the moment, so they can go for very good jumps. They're gonna jump Cloud, who's gonna get swapped to
Mystic
safety.
Flare.
Save his life. Mystic Flare will be there, and they come with the BKB on
The
Mukushi.
root.
The roots are down onto this wolf. He's gonna die. The Saw
Giga, there's no shapeshift now, so
he does have rolling boulder, does get
looks to
dodged
be
by Warwick
Shizha.
very well, which sets up a buyback for the Cloud Lycan, but still the team fight is being lost.
I love
Mukushi
her
is able
spirit
to eliminate
mid.
the Vengeful Spirit. Nice little terrorize, cancels out the Death Ward and kills off Akoda, but they need to get back and save Warwick. His BKB bails him out of trouble. He goes to the low ground. The same might not be true for Lil as he got rolled
Team
into by
Sexy's
Minecraft.
played really
Forced to
bad
use
the
the heal scepter
qualifiers
just to
in
survive this
general.
fight. And Kami now,
Not even
he's all
yesterday,
alone. He
also
doesn't have
the
Song,
first match
he doesn't have a
series that they had.
BKB, he doesn't have any allies to help him, and now he has no
Which is
life.
weird because they played
Killed
so
off
well
by
in
the Troll
EPL.
Warlord, who gets another double kill in this game. There's no buyback on the Naga, so
I
I
actually
think this game
expected
might
a
just
lot
be
from Team
over,
Sexy.
and Hydra agree. GG, well played.
I like
as
an actual
Cole,
cat, so the
and
cat
game
has
one
to wear
goes the
special
way
gloves
of
when
one
cooking with
move in our
onions
upper
to avoid
bracket
getting
semi-final.
poisoned, or
They
use
call
a special
it
apron to
nothing
avoid
left to
shedding
do
fur
here,
in the
really. They
grocery
lost all
store.
the sides. They tried to
Bruh.
push a little bit, split push, and buy themselves time in this game, but it was just
Cats, I'm a kitty
clean
cat. And a
and
meow meow
very
meow and a meow meow
easily
meow.
done by one move. I feel the troll pick was still my, I don't know, favorite thing that happened in the
His favorite thing that happened is watching a troll pick. Man hates Dota. Wait. I'm gonna upgrade something. Am I gonna upgrade? Am I gonna upgrade something? No, I'm gonna rest. And Hydra reverse sweep, I don't believe in those players. I don't believe in miracles either. That's it. That's my opening turn. The damage is quite immense. I have to kill him this turn or it's over. I think. Alright. Got him! How? Oh, I can't see the next one. Let's hope for some elites. Oh, it's the double. Oh, that's actually a doable one. This is probably the easiest one. I'm still gonna lose like a bitch, but it's probably the easiest one. Yay! One turn SmackDown. Sands of Time. More high cost cards. To go. Naga Lycan has way more wiggle room and it still looked pretty bad in there. Oh yeah, I didn't really see the Naga do anything. But then again, I joined the game like the match like 3.5 years later, so. That one team fight that he played, I did not see much use. Come on, give me some luck, give me some luck. Health, not bad, full HP. Fortunately, it was not really that much HP, but... Okay, so I can go that route, and then I'll go like that. No. Or I go... I have a question mark there, I have a question mark there. I need as many combat thingies as possible, so I gotta go either that or that. Do I go to the shop now? I think so. If I get lucky, that one would have been nice. That one's kind of shit. That one would have been pretty okay as well. I'll go with that. Next turn I should be able to like go ham with damage, hopefully. If I pop that. Okay, wait. I will take damage, definitely, guaranteed, I think. But I'm gonna go that into that. That. Sorry. That. 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 It's a lot of damage. $20. I think I need to like possibly armor up. I do that. No, actually, I can't use that at all. Should have done that one first. If I do that, I'm still screwed. I think I'm dead. Well, not I think I'm dead. I am dead. Bollocks! Ooh. The end of turn 7. Turn 7, bro. Yeah, sure. I'll play for turn 7. Well, left side has... Do a... full quad. 1, 2, 3. 4. A lot of question marks I can grab. Die! I'll go that. Well, I'm screwed. Yeah, I gotta heal. Oh no, I definitely know that it wasn't worth, but yeah. I'm going for the extra question mark. Wait, upgrade something? Transform. Upgrade. That one, I think. It's a pain to use that one because it's 2 mana cost. I hate this game. I should have just used this one earlier and gone ham. I made such a big mistake. I could technically survive, but fuck it. Okay, I'm gonna just check which route I'll go, and then I'll go in towards the game. Question marks is so freaking risky. It can be so much value. So what was a good matchup versus Earthshaker mid? What has a good matchup versus Earth Spirit mid? That's a tough one. I would not know. Gonna have dinner. You're back. Aight. Good luck on the nom-noms. Next turn, he should hopefully die. Yep. Well, it would be a very stupid move to do a Snacko run this time around. Because I have only low costing cards. It's actually not a bad starting hand. So close to killing it, but I'll still take 10 damage. But at least he'll die next turn, so at least close to. Yeah, no, he's dead. Bro, I almost pressed it as well. They almost got me there, bastards. I'm gonna risk it. I know this risk was a bit too much. Ragnarok, Spirit Shield, Devotion. Okay, let's go to the game, because I said I would. And then I just played the entire first act. But it did go really fast, so I'm okay with lying to you guys.
Versatile picks.
That's how nice Hydra. Of a person I am.
Can still finish up their
One move, Earth Spirits, mid again, Minecraft, please command offlane again.
Monkey can be a support, it's just like...
Oh, I hate Hydra's draft!
What do you think? Could we ban?
They do have 2 saves against
Mirana,
duel, though.
I suppose, for one move, just to make sure that the Phoenix is as protected as possible at the end of the draft.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a decent ban for them. I'm not the
right? One of the two.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Mirana ban, honestly, but still, it could be that no-brainer pick by Hydra.
Oh, tonight's Europa League qualifiers, and
since they're picking first for one move, they can go for the Munkushi Ursa, because that's one of these heroes that can really make life hell.
Yeah, also the
forced to not play carry anymore.
I just love the Visage ban. Yeah, let's
the
just take
Europa
it away
Conference
from Leo,
League,
and he can do whatever.
and they picked the 3 same cores as last
troll.
game.
This is good. Well, now they can't pick Ursa either, because this matchup is just really, really bad for Ursa.
Yeah,
so you don't want to play Monkey King either as a safe laner into troll.
Yeah, the question is, what do they want to pick? Like, they can pick offlane here into the troll, right? You can put Tusk on 4 and Venge on 5. Like, that's also a very good option.
Razor. I'm actually the Razor pick.
I actually like it.
It's a really good choice.
Yeah, you can see even on their faces that they're happier about their draft.
I'm gonna go with Hydra. Game 2.
Razor. How's my boy been doing in the Eastern European qualifiers so far? Let's see. Razor has been picked twice and has not won a single game. That doesn't sound good. And overall in the qualifiers, my boy has 23 games with a 29% win rate. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. Woo! That's pretty rough.
Yeah, sure. It's pretty rough. Like, it's not an amazing hero perhaps at the moment, even though players have picked it in first phase even quite a lot in other regions. I still think it's a very good Razor game in a way that it's one of the worst matchups for Troll. You just link him and that's it. He goes ham. He can't really do anything in fights. In the lane itself, you're also pretty decent against him. You have a good lane. Like, you're playing Razor plus Tusk. It's a really solid lane.
Yeah, I have faith. I believe.
Hydra is still the same thing. They don't really have a way of dealing with the eggs, so the team fights on one move are gonna be much easier to play. And yeah, that's pretty much the one issue I see with their draft. Everything else kind of feels pretty damn solid. We might see game 3.
Game 3 is pretty much what
predictions.
We are destined to have,
well, if you check the Discord,
find
you
out
dick.
if they can
No,
get
I
there
said
for the
in
side of
the
Hydra,
Dota 2
or if
channel.
one move will sweep them aside in
think
2-0 fashion
Hydra
to
can
continue
take
an
game
upper
2.
bracket run and meet VP in the upper bracket finals. Let's go. Let's find out. Game 2, very important one for the side of Hydra if they want to avoid the lower bracket.
I think that the Razor can be a very big surprise pick.
They are fairly light in the control department, but between Tusk and Pango, they can make a lot happen, especially if they can find this early kill.
Not that
Munkushi, dead to
close.
rights. Very easy kill.
They have pretty good control,
They have to level up the
actually.
high shots to make
They've
it
got
happen, but you're definitely
Tusk,
happy to get the
which is a
bonus
lot of
goal.
control. They got the
Does go
Venge,
the way
swap,
of the
slash
Venge of the
stun.
5
They've got the
position, but
Pango
who
roll,
cares? Troll is dead.
and they've got the Boundless Strike.
I really just love that.
There's only one hero that
tryharder
doesn't have a
voice
stun
line
on
used
Hydra.
by LC. Meanwhile, at the same time, they were smoked too. It's just that they didn't smoke the troll with them. Like, they were attempting the same exact thing. And that's like the duality of everyone in Dota, right? Like, when you're tryharding, you're just playing to win, man. To hell. When everyone else is tryharding, oh my god, you nerds.
These guys all, don't they have a life?
Exactly.
They know there's more to things than Dota?
Yeah. I don't care about this game that much, you know. It's just playing for fun. 12 hours a day.
Also, I love how he's walking around as a young Tango on the Monkey King, but not going to be able to get to the rune in time. So, Hydra in game 1, they got 3 bounty runes, and they lost the game. Now, one move get 3. Does that mean guaranteed game 3?
I think so, yeah. It's 100%. It's not about the runes, it's about the script. I've read it, so.
The script too solid. Mid lane, let's see if Ironcrad is going to be keeping to the same script. Yet again, kicking Warwick into the tower, but this time, Warwick has shield crash, so it can negate the bulk of that damage. Is the lane going to be as rough for Warwick as it was on his Ember Spirit?
It wasn't that rough in that last game as well, but I feel like this one can be a bit rougher with the changes to Lucky Shot. Like, this lane can actually be more difficult than the Ember one.
Well, he doesn't level
So
Lucky
two
Shot in
early
the early
couriers
game,
getting
does he?
killed off. Hydra, man, they're off to a good start. Killing some couriers.
Oh, sorry.
Finding the early
Did you
first
not see it?
blood.
Oh, you didn't see it. Sorry.
Do they have any of these lanes where they're afraid of
My bad.
dying? I suppose there's like some kill threat down bottom. if this Phoenix steps out of line, and there's maybe some kill threat onto Hakoda, but outside of that, it feels like everyone else should just be very casually farming in the lanes.
I am yours truly, the
Kills right on
Pepega
top.
streamer.
Like you have Razor Tusk, so if you are
Pepega all the
you
way.
can get some kills. When it comes to the other side, yeah, it will be kind of difficult. Maybe Legion and Phoenix can run down the monkey, thinking he has like level 2 Jingle Mastery. He goes a little bit too far and then he gets hit by Fire Spirits, so he can't even heal up. I really like playing Phoenix into monkey.
You're Pepega streamer. That's what I'm all about.
Post laning stage as well, it's pretty good.
I've realized that Chrome is so fucking terrible of a program compared to the speed on
Oh, that's what I'm here for.
well, literally anything else.
I was one of those players, by the way, 100%. Like, some time has passed since I spammed these heroes, but I have to admit, I was one of those players that find joy into making you miserable. It's not about winning, you know, it's about me playing the sneaky heroes.
Yeah, I'm now using
the Arc Wardens,
Opera
the Meepos, yeah.
instead
I'm
of
that guy.
You're the guy that even if I win the game, I'm just like, you know what,
Google
enough
Chrome.
Dota for the day.
It's very
Exactly.
annoying because, of course, all my extensions are on Google Chrome and I miss them.
I was actually just doing
But
it for
Opera
you,
is
know,
like
for everyone.
instant. When I open a web page,
Making sure your
instantly
back
open.
is good, that you do something else besides Dota.
Opera GX, obviously. I'm a
Making us
gamer.
outside. What a legend, what a lad. So this early game, not much really happening on the map. Everyone just chilling and farming, making sure they get their net worth out of these lanes, getting their levels from mid. Warwick,
Top lane,
not the matchup
top
this
lane.
time around, and top lane we might
can
have
install
a little
Google
bit of
Chrome
engagement here
extensions
as they
on
jump
Opera
onto
GX.
Hakoda.
Oh,
They
really?
do manage to find the kill behind the tower. Munkushi finds
Can
immediate
I also like
revenge, though, with the
transfer them?
troll.
Or do I have to
Ultimately, though,
manually
they're definitely happier
install
to
the
get
Google
this
Chrome
on
extensions?
the young Rubik initially, making sure that he's sent back to the base with no experience.
Because it did transfer like all my bookmarks and all my point
If you're a
sites.
troll, you're happy though. Like you get that kill under the tower, you get the solo experience. Like it's fitting for a troll, you know. He doesn't care about anyone else but himself.
No, Kami lost a
That's
career.
the troll way. Only care about you. They could potentially find another kill, so Hakoda does need to be careful. Lil will happily dive him again.
I actually
if
do
the
have a
opportunity
meeting
avails itself.
with-
No, they're diving
work
literally
in
diving with Phoenix. However, I don't
Give or
think
take
this
40
is
minutes.
a kill on Monkey. A little bit too deep for him to go.
He has healing lotus. He gets past the south by Happy.
You know,
Yeah, he's chilling.
I was actually surprised that they, like, I love the Phoenix into Monkey King, but I was still kind of surprised they put him bot. I guess for them it's more important to have Afterlife on a good game after the laning stage than Troll. And Troll top lane.
They're actually going on bottom as well. Monkey King might be dead here, lifted back by Hakoda, who took the twin gate to come bottom.
Hakoda.
And his foray will end up being very successful.
Oh,
Panto.
Pantomime dives away.
Top lane Troll.
Pangolier not gonna die just yet. Will eventually take a tumble through this wave of terror.
And
And at
Munkushi
this-
dies as well. That's actually
the
pretty
top
big
lane
that
Troll
Munkushi
Warlord
drops.
does end up dead, killed off by Lil as well as Cloud.
Who is this observer catching every single kill in the game? Clap in the chat, please. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, top lane they dove him, bottom lane they dove as well.
Clap
Both
in the
carries
chat.
fallen. Nicely done by both teams, really, with the rotations. And now it seems like they want this Rubik too.
I don't
Gonna
see a
bring
clap
Pantomime
from
to
you,
the top
Felix.
lane, though. Hakoda potentially looking for an angle onto Lil. They see Lil right now. Fire Spirits will lash out onto him. He already threw back these ice shards, so there's probably no way out for him. Hakoda lifting him up just to hold him in position for Munkushi, and they're able to kill him off.
That was a
Time LC though getting dove in the bottom lane. Afterlife gets hit with the blood grenade. Kami's coming through. There's the primal spring. Bound the miss, but it misses. Afterlife has his J's on, ends up juking the Monkey King and keeping himself alive.
Yeah, in the mid lane. They did use Magnetize, but I don't think this is a kill. Speaking of jukes, you promised me a story.
Oh yeah. Okay, are there no kills happening? Let's see. All right, so check this out, right? There's this place called Jukes. like this little esports bar that somebody tried to start nearby me. And at the time, I was still like playing. So I was still playing some Dota, playing Tekken and Mortal Kombat, you know, trying my best to become a pro. So I went to this Mortal Kombat event with a couple of my friends. One of them played Tekken, one of them played Street Fighter, another one of them played Guilty Gear, I think, if I remember correctly. But none of them played Mortal Kombat.
Oh, is this the story time with
what's happening,
Snare?
While watching the games. Saying, okay, this guy's picking this character for this reason, this is what the matchup gives you, here's what to expect. Oh, I've played with this guy online, he does this, yada yada yada. Don't die, Afterlife, don't die.
No one is dying, it's fine. I'll stop you if someone gets close.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. So what ends up happening while I'm explaining everything to my crews, my friends, back in the day you had to pay entrance money to enter fighting game tournaments. You still have to do that sometimes nowadays, but that was like all you did back in the day.
Yeah, I remember.
And the organizer,
I remember, bro.
Me, right? He has a mic in his hand and he's like, listen,
He
bro, I'll make you a
remembers.
deal. Keep just having the same conversation you're having with your friends.
What did I say?
Right? But
I
do it
can't
on the
remember
mic,
what I
and
said.
in exchange, you don't have to pay entrance fees for my tournaments anymore. So I was like, all right, sweet, you know, easiest deal in the world. You know, I'm just gonna chat some shit, talk about the game, whatever. Who cares, right? I'm just doing this for fun. And then that was 2014, I think. There's a picture of me on Facebook somewhere, and that's the first time I was on
Facebook?
esports.
What kind of a boomer am I talking to?
Old school. But to this day, that was my come up. That's how it began, and people just keep giving me the mic. They never let it go. So okay, I guess keep doing this forever.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what we're doing, right? Like the same way I'd be talking to you, like while watching this game without a mic. It's literally the same thing we're doing here. Mid lane.
Oh, catch, Warwick.
The same way he was dying.
Right after
Rolling
the story,
Thunder.
what a lad with the timing. Rolling
That's a
Thunder
very
onto
solid
Do they have enough
Rolling
damage to
Thunder.
kill him off? He's trying to escape this, but he cannot. He's chain disabled.
Yep,
Lil
easy
shows up to lend a
finish.
hand with
Dang it, the extension
wall
need
as
is
well.
removed from upper
And
store.
that
Okay,
shows
that
that
sucks.
Ankara does die.
I
What
have
a
to restart.
beautiful initiation coming in from Warwick and coming right after the story. You love to see it.
Oh, the one
were
where I
listening
could
to the
like
story
transfer
as well,
everything.
that's why.
The one that I
They
really
need,
need. That one
piece
is
of
not
remove.
there. Cool.
No one can fight
Good to know,
until we
good to
hear
know.
the remainder of Snare's story.
There we go.
Yeah,
That makes me very happy.
Tear Spirit was in the perfect spot, but
There's one
get
thing that
rolled
makes
on,
everything
yeah.
easy. Guess what? It's not there anymore.
But they will be. They actually do use Snowball right now to bail him out of trouble. Go back.
he's fine.
Oh, he's still alive. Munkushi thought about going forward, but realizing that they have too many reinforcements, Hydra turning around onto the troll and killing him as well. Pantomime does not have level 6, and even if he did, Supernova would probably be destroyed here. Hydra, man, making strong moves across the map and keeping their heroes alive in the process.
Yeah, and the troll, he didn't have enough mana.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well on Hydra right now.
10, 15
Troll is still
mana
top
away.
net worth.
It's
Battle
very
Fury. It's
unfortunate.
actually not
Plus
the
he got
fastest
control
Battle
of those
Fury,
last
so that's a
seconds,
bit
but,
of a win.
Nicely done by Lil this time around, actually going.
But they're
in
making
using
sure that
Snowball
at least Legion Command is gonna have a bit of
to
a
save
more
the
shit
Razor.
game. And once Warwick gets the Fusel
Little
Blade,
tusk.
shit opens up a
Cross from
lot
the pass for a
more
reason.
possibilities in
Doing
ganking the side
wonders
lanes.
right now for the side of Hydra. Enable them to kill middle on Ironclad.
You know,
Some kills top. Keep Cloud alive.
Lil is the actual reason why all these rappers got their like Lil name.
He started it.
He started it, yeah.
We went back
So
in
he's
time
Lil
before the Wayne was
Uzi
even
and
born, he was there.
Lil.
Down bottom, Lil, the main man himself, yet again trying to set up a kill. They're going on to Afterlife. Got the tag team on top
Lil
of it
other
with the snowball.
something.
Not
Hey, sup,
sure they
Rooney?
get this kill, though, without the
Guys,
range,
it's
but
Rooney!
He's too
Will be able
big.
to get away.
He's too big. But this aura is kinda nice in the game, I guess. Like level 2,
How you doing,
Tag
sexy
team.
devil?
minus 30 attack speed slow, passive aura. Like it's good versus the Legion, it's good versus the Troll.
We're gonna try again. On the strike doesn't connect, but the swap is gonna be there. And there's the secondary
Afterlife
tag
gets
team with the
himself
snowball.
caught,
And
and
how
that's a
the
big
gank
one.
does work out.
I feel like he could have lived if he used Lotus and Sticks first and then Overwhelming Gods. Because he'd have enough HP to start running. He probably still dies. There's ice shards to work with, but
Yeah, no, he was
nicely
100%
done so
dead.
far by Radiant.
It's an Echo Saber Monkey, so it's a fighting Monkey King build instead of a farming game. So Hydra are really trying to win this
Yeah,
game
much
before
better
late,
lane
because
stage
late
for
game
them.
you up against
Most
Troll, it's
importantly,
very
I
hard to
believe they managed
turn that
to
one
shut
around.
down the Legion. Like the Troll is having a good game. Like Munkushi is still owning. even though he played into a Razor. But I think it's Afterlife who kind of carries them through that mid-game, and he just doesn't have enough at the moment.
Munkushi might be dead. They're taking a twin gate to try and hunt him down. He has an observer ward on the twin gate, and they'll scout out that there's a ward there now.
I
so
think you don't need the remove extension anymore. Try going to Chrome Web Store. Can you install extensions from there?
Recognizes that he should not be in this lane right now. And had he moved 10 seconds later, he'd be dead right now. But good read of the game from him.
Yeah, they might smoke from the mid lane. And the issue that I see is there's no 6 on Phoenix yet.
Chrome
like
Web
he might need
Store?
A bit of time.
What kind of Phoenix game do you think this is? Is this the Hex game, Shiva's game, some different kind of utility maybe?
I don't think that like Hex is fine, but it's not super necessary. I think it's good though. Anyways, if you wanna roll it.
There's a big fight that's
where do they show up?
Jungle. Rolling Thunder stolen by Hakoda, but he can't catch up to where the enemy team is.
Oh yeah, I can just install it from the Chrome Web Store. That's kind of neat.
With the duel, but instead, not only do they lose Ironclad, Hakoda gets killed off by the rest of Hydra.
And got a rolling R like a mouse.
Now they have these two issues. One is there's no egg on Phoenix. He's still very underleveled. He's level 5. The other problem is Legion. She's just not there yet. She's not this beast Legion that she was in last game. And the difference in this game is she actually has to worry about who she duels. Like, she cannot duel just anyone and even hope to survive if she does that. You have to pick your targets.
There's a point you mentioned the other day about how when you've been watching these games, the squad that has at least one save, but generally more than that, is always more favored for you. And Hydra, they've got 2 of them. And so far, they have proven to be very, very effective. And sadly, one move, don't have the shot on Rubik just yet, so they have 0 saves right now.
Yeah, I'd say that's the case in the current patch. Because most of these heroes...
No, I do agree with that. Saves are like stupidly crucial this patch.
I don't know, Shadow Demon, who usually was a save, now suddenly dishes out a ton of damage, has a save, plus he has a cleanse later on. Back in the day, if you have a save, that mostly meant that you lacked in something, mostly damage department. Not the case any longer.
Not at all the case. Hydra, we're going on a bit of an adventure. They're not going to find a kill.
We're going on an adventure.
Some Ancients and the Wisdom Rune, which in some sense is even more important. They take it, they will not be able to stop them, and there's no tower for them to grab, sadly, so they have to just leave the area immediately.
10-4 score. Cloud is actually pretty fine. He's almost done with his BKB. I'm a little bit worried about Hydra's late game potential, though. Troll is just... I mean, the one plus that they have is their supports are super good at kiting Troll, and honestly, their lineup is very well equipped to beat Troll's ass on the side of Hydra. But it's still a Troll late game. Like, even Cleave can kill off your own the enemy's team.
Some control on the map. Like, tier 1 tower is still standing. If they could force a move there and get it down, it would be...
Oh, incredible for Blade Mill.
It would pay dividends. Like, just open up the map. You can put
I guess Razor makes sense.
Twin gates suddenly.
He static links you, even though he most of the time doesn't. One Monkey King went Echo into Dessa.
Speaking of said twin gates,
I mean, that's really aggressive early game build. That way you can push towers faster, which is something their team struggles with heavily.
He didn't need any
and Roche. Which are two things that Troll, of course, is very strong against.
Ran away, but yeah, at least it's a trade, right? Like, they do lose tier 1 mid, but they did utilize that time to take down the tier 1 bottom. So if you're a one move fan right now, you're not way too sad. But the game feels very similar to the last one, but in the other direction. I feel like Hydra is in a really good spot. They're also itemizing for the early game. Monkey King going for Dezo after Echo Saber.
Yeah, exactly. Dezo is pretty good for that pushing power, Roche capabilities. Also, quick off, but once you get stuff like Phoenix Egg into duel into Phoenix Egg, you know, shit's completely different in how you need to try and handle it.
Like, they gotta give this one up. So first Roche of the game, looking like it's gonna go the way of Hydra.
Yeah, the rush is on 50%. I don't think they can, even if they wanted to start rotating in, they can't do anything about it. They take their time to farm up a bit, take down the mid-tier one. It's probably for the best. Earth Spirit, by the way, is still going for the same build, like Heart of Tarask after Blade.
Okay, so Warwick's getting
this
the
time
ages.
around, no boots. Last time, at least he bought boots after the Blade Mail. This time, it's literally Blade Mail into Heart. Just tank up and be that unkillable beast up front, I guess. I love it.
Boots are for nerds. Who needs it?
Yeah, their team fight can still be really damn
I
scary.
actually had a classmate that
from
thought
one move.
exactly that
Like you plan
sentiment.
the sag,
Boots
so
are
much
for
control,
nerds.
the duel, the Earth Spirit.
And then he was a
But
massive
I'm worried
tree
for their
hugger
damage at
in
the moment.
an
a little bit.
IT course. Like, he was always walking
of this,
barefoot,
Phoenix,
and that's
he's
one
around
of
Carmen Warwick right
it's
now.
just
This could easily lead into
that's
a
an
dead
ick.
Firebird,
That's
and
like
that is
an
indeed the
uber
case.
ick for me.
He is a super
In a
super
professional setting, watching people
Lil
walking
actually
barefoot.
almost saved him. Almost.
with the shards.
With the shards, yeah. Because he was TPing over them and Pango couldn't follow up with Rolling Thunder.
Actually, I like this build for
That's a blink
Minecraft,
from
going
Pango
for the
though,
heart
so probably would have killed
immediately
him
after.
anyway. Afterlife?
Blade Mill.
Afterlife should be
They have
okay
to
here.
put so
Tusk
much
is trying
damage on him
close
to
the
kill
gap
him,
low,
but they do so
running
much
as
damage
fast
to
as his
themselves
legs
as
can
they try
carry
to
him,
kill him.
but
And
they
it's an
can't
Earth
get
Spirit, so
there
he's
fast enough.
in general very hard to kill.
And they go in top onto
Cloud's actually in
Cloud
trouble.
Razor.
Pops the BKB. Thanks to roll, but Minecraft's
He
already.
BKB is now linked up Aincrad,
Oh.
and he blocks off all the roll paths. There's not
That's
gonna be
actually
any
really
option for
nice with the
Aincrad to
BKB.
escape, and he dies. No heart completed from him, but a killing spree given towards Cloud.
Yeah, a lot of moves that are really, really difficult to accomplish mid lane.
Afterlife. I'm not sure they have enough to kill him just yet, but they do threaten his life. They bring in reinforcements though to back him up. And Hakoda, with the stolen plasma field, getting a huge burst of damage back onto low.
Yeah, those ice shards.
Are the lower bracket
when
matches
you're playing
interesting,
Pango
by the way?
And you have a Tusk on your team, sometimes you really feel grieved.
You're like, really, bro? Seriously?
So,
My game easier?
they do have a a BKB and a smoke now. Rubik Troll and Phoenix. Maybe this is the time to
Have
make
you
a play.
started? No, I still haven't started
Then again,
the
you are-
Baldur's
yeah.
Gate 3 playthrough.
Yeah,
I
you're
actually
still playing
yesterday.
into
Have
Aegis,
you
so
started?
let's
I
see.
assume
They're
you
gonna
have.
Smoke up with LC instead.
Yesterday, I actually was
They see the
about
monkey
to
were
start it.
smoked up.
I
They did see
posted
the monkey. They
a
have an
question in
observer watch
Discord,
that
but then there
scouted
was
him,
like no
and they know
response,
he's not
so I
carrying
didn't
the
do
Aegis
it.
either, so this would be an amazing pickup. Smoke does get popped, but he goes the wrong direction. Aincrad, unable to catch the monkey. And once you miss the first initiation onto Monkey King, that hero is just gone, man. You're not going to catch up to him.
You're not catching him exactly.
Feels bad, man.
I love the scribbles on the map from Radiant. Monkey is like, yeah, they're here. He's moving away from his teammates though, and meanwhile they're moving in position. They still want to fight. The Aegis is up for 2 more minutes.
I guess worst case scenario, he can either jump towards them or
I'm
even
gonna
TP
go
to the
Turkey.
outpost,
They need
but
to fix that
it's too
hairline.
late.
Go
One move, they have
Davey.
vacated the area,
No.
they take the twin gate back
First
onto
of
the dire
all,
side
I
of the
don't want to
map.
go to Turkey.
Like,
It's
even
that
with
simple.
The Aegis on
Second of
Pangolier,
all, why
still
the fuck
feel
would
like
I
it
do
would
my
be
hairline
better
before I
for
do
one
my
move to
eyes?
fight sooner than later, before all of these BKBs are up. The moment BKBs are up on Monkey, suddenly you won't have all that extra magic damage to deal with him. The Earth Spirit,
How do you kill him with BKB on?
yeah. It's not gonna be easy. You need some Troll Basher to be on top of him, I guess.
By some miracle, Troll is still the net worth leader in this game when Kushi has been farming very, very, very well. Going for a different build than what he did game 1. Game 1, he went very early on into the butterfly, into Swift Blink. Now it looks like he's gonna stop over for... Is this his raw Yasha or does he go the full SMY?
Yeah, he's changing his mind. It was Yasha, then it was Butterfly. He's actually going
to me,
for
the weird
Basher
horny
now,
stuff
which I think
in
is
Baldur's Gate
probably
3
the
perfectly
best.
captures the feeling of playing Dungeons and Dragons tabletop RPGs with randos.
Okay, they want the wisdom rune as well. Ironclad will steal it
Well,
away.
if it's with
Rolling
dudes, that's
Boulder
just
out as the
uber
Rolling
weird.
Thunder chases him. Hakoda forced off onto the high ground.
Koda
He could
just
still end up dead. Now there's
flipped
ice players on
himself.
his team. But speaking of isolation, Warwick doesn't have a role anymore.
The egg
Now
that's
that's
dropped,
the first big supernova
that
on the
egg
team.
should...
It's on the high ground. They get
Yeah,
rid
they
of
just
the
nuked
first
down the
9
egg.
Aegis, while Monkushi, he's
And
holding
Pan goes
Aegis
back.
for
This is a
free. Push
really
him
weird
off,
fight
all
from
by
one
his
move.
lonesome. But can you
But
re-engage the proper
Monkushi...
fight? LC needing some help. Oh my goodness.
Actually, it's actually not even going that bad. Ironclad just chases forever. It looks so bad, but one move only loses 2 supports.
It's crazy that they still
Wasn't
managed
Bear
to win
sex? It
this
was
fight.
the
Like,
this
they
one
go
guy who would
on top of
somehow
Rubik,
make
who's
every
on
character
the cliff.
involve horsecock.
Literally cannot
and
use
communism.
the single spell he stole as the
The
rolling
fuck?
thunder because it will be useless.
You do weird shit, bro.
Then they kill off the other support just as easily. Phoenix goes on that cliff, but there's a ward or vision, so they see the egg, they kill it off. I
So,
really
Jodex,
thought that Hydra
have you
had that
started
fight,
studying
but,
yet, you bitch?
On the other side, Legion and Troll just doing way too much work.
Yeah. Legion didn't even get off a duel there. Afterlife was waiting for his opportunity. Didn't get to find it. And Lil almost killed him. Lil had Walrus Punch ready again, but couldn't come out. The ice shards block him off. Feels bad.
Yeah, his own ice shards working against
Yeah,
him.
he has an exam. Like
I guess
he
it's
has
the
failed
depth of
a
the ice
certain
shards that
exam
has
twice
changed, you know.
already, I think, and
It's
he has to
messing
do
with
it
every
now.
task player
Well,
right now.
on the 28th,
Oh boy.
or
Well,
he has
move,
one
it's
more
ready
chance
fight
to
for them.
complete it.
Monkushi doesn't die. It gives him a lot of gold towards
And
his
instead of like
Butterfly.
studying hard to pass
And
it, he's like, no,
I
I,
do like
I
the
still have
losing
another
his
chance
life.
afterwards,
That's
bro.
BKB.
Do you like the ice shards being this deep? Either way, I feel like they were nicer before. I don't know. They look
Even in the
nicer. At
setting
least
when
aesthetically.
horses didn't exist and everyone rode
do
9
think these
feet
ones
tall
are
spiders, instead he invented a
definitely
reason to
worse,
summon a horse
but
from
I have
another
a hard
dimension
time
and
caring
steal its
because of how
cock
many
and
games
enchant
I've
it
lost
to
to
the
Tusk
bludgeon
players.
that he
So I'm
used
just
to
like,
beat
whatever.
people with.
Nerf this hero into the ground.
I mean, he got
All I
buffed
did when I
because,
played
like,
D&D
it's-
was
it's
kick people
overall
in the
better
nuts,
for him.
and then grab a
Like
big
the
stick and then kick
DPS
people
within
in the
them as
nuts.
well, but
What did the
Yeah,
big stick have
I
to
catch
do
your
with it?
point.
Nothing. I just
They don't have
wanted
that
to
nice
kick people
cone
in
that
the
they had
nuts.
before, you know? That one looked really nice. It's like the difference between a shallow cup and like a wine glass, I guess. This is more like a wine glass than it used to be.
Game's getting a little bit rough now
don't
for
like wine
Hydra.
glasses?
Trolls again, top net worth.
No, because that means they have to drink wine. and it's too
They
delicious.
have only
And
taken
much.
out. Well, bottom tier 2 is gone,
Mid lane,
but
I
they
think
haven't
it's just
broken
baiting,
base,
yeah.
and
No
it
way you're
becomes
going
really
Razor
hard to
right
break
there.
base at this point.
Also, Ironclad is also changing up his build. Game 1, he went Blade Mail Hot into Sanj and Kaya. Now he's just going straight up Octarine Core.
It does look better than last game, but I'll still think
I
that
like
they're
this.
fucked.
Good to
Because
see
you
Ironclad
have
being
the
a bit
Phoenix
more
with the
effective on
Sunray,
the
which
map.
is percentage-based
But
healing,
Hydra do not have BKB,
and you
so
have
do they
3
do anything with
cores
this
that are
BKB
very
for Kami?
tanky on the
Should
side of
they
one move.
look to engage
One
and
of
fight
them
somewhere on the
being
map?
the
Should they
Earth Spirit
strike?
that's
I
gotten
feel
a
like,
fucking
Roche will
heart.
respawn in 10
Blade
seconds,
Mill,
so
and is
you
almost
can set
done
up
with
a fight
his
around that. You have really strong heroes
like
in the
he's
pit.
gonna build up the
Dead Zone
Octarine, so he's gonna
Monkey.
have a lot of
You
HP.
have
He's
the
actually almost
Sludge
done
with
with the
Medallion.
Octarine, so he's gonna have a lot of HP.
Maybe a pick off on Ironclad would be amazing.
And then percentage-based healing on top of that.
Okay, we get a decent time.
Gonna get a, oh yeah.
It's a minute 20 in total.
Oh,
Normally when you
yeah.
and I cast together, we get like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. The super elongated respawns. But today it's a normal time.
And we
it's
got
acceptable.
2-0 Storm. I honestly don't think so.
They want to make sure they have the positioning around
Storm's
the pit
a
by
pretty
the time the
decent
respawn
team.
does happen.
Namiga was
Would be
very
nice to have that tier
disappointing.
2 tower as well, but I guess you don't want to overcommit for this tower just yet.
Of course not. Like, you still can. You're in a good position, but just ward up around the pit and wait out the Aegis is probably the best way to play it out right now. Is there anything big? Like, MKB has been completely bought out by Troll. No Basher, actually. Next item will be
It
the
might
Basher.
be still a win for Namiga, but then it would be
Besides
2-1.
that-
But
How
I
is
think
Monkushi
Storm
so
can
farmed?
win as well.
He's insanely farmed. Like, the farming patterns on this Troll. Even he died 3 times. Spirit.
Might have a death happening here towards the top side of the map. They're going onto Einkrad. They prevent the roll away, and Einkrad is dead. Does not
Warwick.
have buyback either.
Oh no.
Kushi has
Oh,
made
phew.
himself available for this fight. But they don't want to take it without Einkrad. On the bright side, though, they did draw away Eye of the Storm and Rolling Thunder. So Hydra, not the best position to re-engage on round 2.
Yeah, now that you see Monkey mid, you might smoke up. Yeah, they smoke up. And the question is, do they go on Monkey or do they move to the pit? What are they doing exactly? Where are they going? Do they
What
wanna
are
use the
they
twin
doing?
gate to go top?
Why are you running?
Because
I think
did they forget?
for Monkey.
They were hoping, but Rosh is up. Which isn't something that they know for a fact, as it was a really long, really short respawn.
It's a good pick if they
I
can get that
expected them
Aegis
to
cheese
actually
without
try
being
and delay
interrupted.
Roshan, because they have that outpost. Third Spirit can actually TP in it. Look at the drawing even. They think that the dire jungle isn't safe. Yeah, they completely missed this one.
Well, Kami debated them. He showed himself middle, knew that they might come towards him, and then immediately rejoins his team. Very nicely done.
Yeah, it was exactly that. Like, it's such a good mind game. You show yourself mid just to outpush a little bit, and
Honestly,
you're a monkey. Like, you can get
the
to
only way
Rosh
that I
so
can
fast
remember when
anyway.
Roche respawns is because of the day-night cycle
Have to
at
play
the
against
moment
his
that
Aegis right
where
now
Roche
with the
moves
cheese in tow
sides.
for the Pango as well.
In my games, I
Tier 2
literally,
tower
I'm
should
like,
be easily
okay,
taken
it's
down
now
by
daytime,
the side
so
of Hydra.
next daytime Roche will
Only one tier 2
respawn.
tower left for one move to play with on the
And
map,
then it
they
depends
haven't
on
gotten
did we
any of
kill
the
him
gold
early
just
in the
yet.
daytime or late in the daytime. That's literally how I keep track of roast
the play?
timers because I always forget
You're playing into
to
Aegis, it's
actually
cheese.
time it. If you kill it at,
The
let's
Doom
say,
suddenly isn't as
27
related to them.
minutes, then
Maybe
it
you can
has
use
its
the Doom
fastest
versus someone
respawn
else,
at
like kill off the Razor first
25
in these
minutes.
There's
Because it's
no
8 minutes.
Blink kills, right? Like,
It's
yeah,
either
Radiant
between
doesn't have anything like that.
25
They do have
or
saves.
28.
Transport Blink as well is a
Wait,
problem now.
20,
Let's see in a full
35, and 38. So it's
Just
around
one
that
move is
period
their fighting requires them to use
of the
ultimates.
second
They might
nighttime
need to use them
when
here.
it's on the
Nice
dire
little
side.
stolen bounder strike from Hakoda. Can he
It's
get
actually
himself
very.
far enough away? Still
I
alive
like
for
that
now.
change that they
Oh my
made, so
goodness,
it
the
makes it
ancient
easy for
turn
me to
against
remember.
the
They
man
get.
leads to his death.
Oh, that egg drop! Oh my lord, the cleave!
They duel the Pango as well, and they cannot get to the egg here, Lizard.
Bro, that troll
Treat
cleave.
everybody. Kami, there's no way out for you either, buddy. Doesn't have another
Were they
PK
all
to
like
top.
it?
He just dies heads up.
Just show me the damage troll did.
Everybody, huge, overwhelming odds.
Look at that.
Massive supernova, and nobody on Hydra can survive.
They just all got
Someone
cleaved
get me out.
down
This
in
crazy
seconds.
troll hero, the damage he did, the Phoenix damage. Just the two of them won that fight. It was 4 versus 5 versus Cheese versus Aegis, and it literally didn't matter. I blinked and Radiant was gone. Like, what happened? I literally blinked and they were all dead. I need to rewatch.
It was a good
this.
chase, and then
They all
they
clumped
don't.
up right
Yeah,
there on Troll.
duel
That
comes
they
out.
all- on
Troll
one
goes
side,
ham.
Legion is dealing with them. On the other, it's the Troll. Man, I expected Hydra to actually have a solid chance in that fight. They just couldn't use any spells.
Now they might
That was
need
a
to use
wild
themselves here
engagement.
in their own jungle as they're about to lose Lil. Warwick at least looking for a revenge kill here. Lil
Mukushi
gets
would be a
himself
nice
little bit
one.
further away from trouble, getting swapped out by Happy, and they kill off Pantomime in the meantime. Battletron's now popped by Munkushi. Who wants to get this fight going
Duel
as
comes
much
out.
as humanly possible. In the meantime, there was a duel onto
Munkushi
the Razor.
in
Can't
trouble.
get just
Can
yet.
they kill him?
Because he survives, they can now think about collapsing onto Munkushi.
Yes, they can.
Killing off this troll warlord.
Oh, that ice shards block
Ice
onto
shards.
2
Revenge should be
by 4
possible.
staffs.
Nice shots from both Hakoda and Lil. And they actually get out for a little moment before Warwick runs them down with the swashbuckler.
So it
Afterlife is
could
allowed to
have been
live,
a
but
lot
Hakoda
worse.
Definitely not so lucky.
Yeah, this time around the fight actually looked somewhat how I envisioned it in the first place. Once they used their spells, but one move also fought that fight without many ultimates, like no magnetize, no egg. The duel was used on Razor
Sorry.
a bit too soon.
quickly, yeah.
Your troll as well just didn't have
Bio
enough
and-
resources, the HP, the mana. So yeah, nice little instant move from Hydra, buying back on the task and just forcing that fight. It was pretty damn solid.
Well, great fight happening from the side of Hydra. Does also mean that because they came for that fight and weren't pushing the tier 2 tower instead, one move, find themselves in a position where they don't get the real estate they were hoping for after winning the prior fight. Although they got middle, I guess, okay.
No, that's always like that, right? If you're fighting on your side, the best you can hope for is to deward it after and get some map control, like some vision on the map.
Even though they lost that fight, the one move is sitting with the net worth advantage overall. Somehow, I don't know where Munkushi has been farming. It's like, you know when you play Monopoly and someone is just stealing from the bank? That's the full wall of this game. Where is he finding this from?
He is the bank, man. He's getting on all the... What's the highest one? 1,000, right? Is the 1,000 the highest? It depends on the version of Monopoly, I guess. Every now and then he just takes one of those and puts it in his pocket.
Yep. Just quietly, he's just chilling. Don't even notice me on. You take a Tormentor. This time they do not have a Skywrath Mage, so they're guaranteed to get at least one useful shot. And they get the overwhelming odds, which, given how useful it's been in damage output, now it's going to be a protective aspect as well for Afterlife, so that feels even better.
Munkushi feels completely safe just to TP and defend on his own. Like, they just don't have... This swap is dangerous, but there's no way they kill him before the teammates arrive. A big item that actually has been purchased right now is the Refresher Orb. Pantomime has it. Like, this Phoenix, he is... They don't deal with Yeg, and I just don't see the way for them to deal with Yeg if the whole team of one move is there.
Bottom, they're going for Ironcrad. They want to make sure he doesn't roll out of the Wukongs, that he's trapless, he's going nowhere. They're going to be able to kill
That's
him.
a big kill.
Nice, big call.
Nicely done. And they wasted a BKB charge out of him. That was his 9-seconder that he just picked up like 90 seconds ago, already wasted.
I believe a gem as well, so a BKB, a gem, and he's dead for another minute, so perhaps they can convert this into maybe this tier 2 on the mid lane. It's an option.
Yeah, Roche won't be up for at least 2 minutes. It will be a dire spawned Roche, so like it will
this game,
have
never too
a refresher
far
shard.
Troll, right? Like when it came to net worth. But he never did nearly as much in these team fights. It never felt that he has the same amount of impact.
Yeah, absolutely not. That could still change. Monkey can still scale throughout this game. He's going for a basher next. Also, we're already seeing the lack of a gem affecting one move, because they have this very deep observer ward right in front of their base on the top side, and Hydra were able to make use of that information. It just expired now, but it kept them so safe while they were farming inside the dire triangle.
Yeah, they're still stacking up around mid tier 2, waiting for the Earth Spirit. Once he's up, is there a smoke? There are actually 2 on Rubik. If Earth Spirit didn't die bot, they'd already be making this move. So luckily for Hydra, they delayed it a bit. They can actually get an item or 2 before it happens. Razor now has a full Satanic as well.
Bro, what level is this Earth Spirit? Why was his respawn so long? He's level 22. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're gonna...
That explains why it took so long.
It's
for him to
only a
come
5k
back.
net worth lead
And
now.
Smoke will finally now
But we
emerge.
saw previously
Wanna try and
that
make
one
something
team
happen
fight
on
that
the
went
map.
horribly wrong. And this time, one
20
move
seconds
are
until a prospective Roshan
moving towards
respawn,
the
so it
Roche
would be great
area,
if they could
so
find a fight and then find
they
a Roche.
are expecting
But
to
they're not
fight
the only
around
ones
the
with this
pit.
ideal is Hydra smoke up as 5 and coming to join the fight.
Dire are scanning.
Let's see what they can find here. Scan onto the Roshan pit. Will not connect for the Dire lineup. And it's a very fast respawn as well. Only 45 seconds remain before the big man is online. How will they
Big
start this
yawn.
fight? Hakoda breaking the smoke, positioning very far forward. And he forces Lil to blink black immediately to safety. Can they get the vision here? They get dewarded almost instantly. Plasma field stolen by Hakoda. And Cloud is happy to utilize that plasma field to scout through the trees. Both teams know where one another are. And both of them are aware of the
Oh, he's got
Roshan
the
about to
refresher
respawn.
and the
That's
shard
such
on
a
Phoenix.
standoff,
So.
right?
Right?
Yeah, that's very cool, but the smoke, let's see. I feel that Afterlife is in a perfect position.
He does have BKB to pop though. They lift him back. Hakoda keeping him alive. Here's the roll in from Einkrad. Pops the
Phoenix
Egg.
Egg.
Really wants the venge and we'll find him.
And Troll's gonna go ham. The Rolling Thunder stolen by Hakoda.
Will get bashed down by Munkushi, and Munkushi's still going.
Yeah, they're all
He's
dead.
fighting the monkey inside his own Wukongs. Einkrad pushes Cloud closer to the troll so that Munkushi can bash them all to death. It is a 4-4
Yeah, I think
engagement.
that's
Rubik
CG.
buys back, sure, but the overall fight decidedly won by one move.
No Blizzy,
What
no
an
party
engagement,
indeed.
what a
Where's
fight.
Blizzy these days?
Lil did his
Does he
best
still
to try to
play?
scout out as much of the map as possible with these shards. I guess the added depth of the shards gives you slightly better scouting potential in these tree situations. but
Blizzy
They
is...
can't find the initiation.
Oh, he was in
And this
Dark
is one of
Side
the reasons
last.
why this Monkey King matchup is so tough into Troll. There's certain heroes that no matter what, they can walk into your Wukongs and beat you the hell out of it. That must suck if you're a Troll Warlord.
Wait, Dark Side was a part
It's
of
not only that you have
Mind Games?
a carry that can do that, right? Like it's the troll. You also have this damn egg, like the first one and the second one. Just look at the Phoenix. He was able to pretty much use all of his spells uncontested and not even afraid, you know, like you get a second or two to think about where exactly you want to put that egg, how exactly you want to do it. I'm really happy that he went for this Vessel, a Refresher Orb play and not a Hex. It's just so much
I guess
better in
Blizzy
this
is just
match.
chilling.
Especially when you have a free Phoenix
Matching
game.
losing to Tron
Rushing a
2023
refresher
twice.
can literally just be game winning.
I mean, Troll's always
You're playing into this
been a pretty
monkey
good
like you
hero
said. You
in
have
specific situations.
first
It's
the
not
troll,
always
and then you
perfect,
have all
but
these
you
eggs
can
that he
definitely make the
just has to
hero.
run away from.
Sadly for
Go
the MK,
ham.
you're
He's
already
got
down to a
pushing power. He's
6-second
got roach
BKB.
capabilities. Can
Runs
swap
out
between
much faster than anticipated.
melee and range. Has
One
root.
move. 17k gold lead.
He's got a lot of tools that are
Refresher
amazing.
shot as well that they have available, sitting in Einkr's
Problem is,
inventory.
normally you
And
kite
they're
him
thinking
around,
about
but
at least getting a lane of racks or maybe
items
just a
does he
CSP tower
have?
to
He
start
actually
with.
doesn't even have like
Massage in the
anti-kiting
top one.
items except for
And Mango, you can
Lincoln
swap
Sphere.
buckle
But
all
the
you
plus
want.
is
You
he's
don't
got an
wanna
Earth
disarm,
Spirit and the
buddy.
Legion Command holds
Yeah,
them
you have
down.
to
Earth Spirit rolls on
soften
top
them
of
up a
them.
little
They
bit
want to
first.
fight in the
Like, you do
Wukongs,
have
but
the ages,
Wukongs
but
literally
you
does
also need
nothing
some
this game.
buybacks. It would be nicer to get the pick off first. Kami might be in the perfect position to break the smoke. That's all.
Oof, 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 oof. Lucky.
If you're a Radiant right now, I don't think you're leaving the map unless you smoke up. Maybe some monkey can jump around, but that's it. You need to have some vision at least on them. You need to get some info.
Is under attack.
They desperately need Lil to finish off his Ags. Like, he has the shards for the depth, but they need the Ags to kick heroes back with the Walrus.
Kicking back a walrus.
It's becoming a bit of a problem right now, the positioning in these fights. And one thing that's also great about these engagements, Einkrad is specifically focusing on finding and killing this Vengeful Spirit early on, so that there's no salvation coming in from him.
Yeah, there is an Aghanim's now. So with that tax, perhaps Venge can do a bit more. Happy Durara, like he should at least be able to swap someone out. The problem is when Earth Spirit gets on top of you, you're stunned, you're silenced, then you're stunned again. You know, you just can't use your spells fast enough.
Oh, I have a double damage rune triggered out right now by the troll, standing on the low ground.
Storm versus
attacking the Spectre
Vaniga.
tower. Nice little lift
Navi
back by
Jr. versus
Hakoda,
Money Makes
making sure
afterwards.
troll is safe.
His DD was pretty much gone from Wave of Terror.
I think
Anyway,
Storm has a pretty... I don't know what the odds are
just
actually
made
on
sure
that
they
match.
can
I'll check.
fight a little bit later.
Do you like that change to Wave of Terror?
I mean, it's way too strong. I like it.
The odds are
I feel
4
like
for Storm?
Venge was she at some point she was
Really?
the hero that was picked all the time on offlane when Aghanims just got introduced, and then she just fell off the face of the earth.
Okay, that I didn't expect.
I remember those games. Jump in right now. Einkrad comes across Cloud. They have the Wukong's command triggered out, but they could still potentially take this fight. As Legion Commander
They
jumps
just
in,
got
looking
popped,
for
but
a kill,
there's the
wants
Phoenix
monkey
egg
kick on top of the
in the
battle
middle of the
class. They can
fight.
kill him.
Whoop.
He is gone. Happy's gonna follow him into the grave.
No monkey.
And Einkrad has been chasing Cloud towards the mid-tier 3. They
Unfortunately,
catch him
they
in
had
check.
Aegis.
All three of these heroes do not have buyback, Lizard. So this might not just be a lane of racks, it could
That's
actually
game.
just be the game.
That's just game, yeah.
Hydra
going to the lower bracket,
Despite a much better
bruv.
start, despite a much more cohesive draft, they still wind up suffering a 0-2 defeat.
Okay, I am
at the
very
hands of
wrong
Rocket.
in all my predictions today,
Yeah, I
so
think
just
at,
don't listen to
some
me.
point, the game just ran away from them, and that point was the try.
Okay, so yeah, now I got a meeting with work in about 4 minutes, so I'm gonna be there. I don't think I'll return for today. I will be back tomorrow. And I'll consider possibly doing Baldur's Gate 3 tomorrow or not, but it really depends on if I get my G Fuel today. If I do, I'll play Baldur's Gate, because I want to be energized for like Baldur's Gate and stuff, but I don't have any supplements to keep me hype, and let's go. So yeah, have a wonderful day, everyone, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.